Oh my god.
You are a worthless
You really
piece of shit.
You wasted your time 2 minutes before starting this so you could change your shirt from blue to black.
Yes. Because the other one, I think I grew out of that size almost actually because my muscles are a lot more bigger and buffer now.
What muscles?
Oh my goodness. What's going on, everybody? This is the Cloud9 podcast, season 4, episode 8. We're going to be talking about all of the playoffs that ended up happening from the LCK, the LEC, and the LCS, actually. We're going to section them off. We're going to talk about the LCK finals first, and we're going to talk about the LCS next, and then talking about the LEC to wrap up the show. I was going to end up having another episode of this show on Tuesday, but I'm going to have to get a set time for that because Tuesday is like my first day off from work after working a long work week from Thursday to Monday. So if I'm going to schedule the show to be on Tuesday moving forward, not just for the remainder of this year, but I'm going to have to probably put it at a time when I can get you guys that show when I'm like fully rested and fully ready to go. We'll probably have that show around like 4 to 5 p.m. PST. That's what I'm thinking about, because after this, we're going to have the remainder of the playoff series. We're going to end up having the LPL 2022 Summer Split Finals. Then we're going to have the rest of the LEC and the LCS 2022 Summer Split playoffs continue. So I think I'll pretty much just do that. So for the rest of the playoffs, you will be getting 2 episodes. You will be getting that because we've been doing the 2-episode structure actually, and I think a lot of you guys have been enjoying that, and I'm ready to bring that for you guys. I think we'll probably have a little bit more LPL coverage going into next year. It all just depends. But did you see that rumor that LPL could be getting 19 teams? That's fucking ridiculous.
Can they please just give the other main regions like?
I don't know why they have these weird numbers though. Why don't they just do a full 20? I don't know why they have this weird numbers. Like,
it's because of something like it just makes like the games even. If there's like 20, then they would have to like change.
Or maybe it's the multiple owners. Maybe it's IG's owner getting these makeshift owners on payroll to own these teams.
Jesus fuck.
You know that was the rumor a long time ago, is that some of the really rich people in the LPL that own teams actually owned other teams. Yes. And someone actually told me, dude, how's that bad for competitive integrity? I was like, if you don't even understand how bad that is, I'm not going to bother explaining it to you. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Don't even explain it now.
Like, it doesn't... I'm like, okay, I know people watch this show on the replay. If you can't understand why a person owning multiple teams in a league is bad...
What do you mean? It's a great thing. I don't know what you're talking about, MSK. It's a great thing. It's really good for competitive integrity. I don't know why. I don't know why 2 of their teams are always dog shit, and then one of their teams keeps getting all of their players.
I'll explain one point of it. The most part, the reason why it's bad. I'll give you guys the main reason why. Breaking it down,
they trade all their players to one team to become a super team.
It's also bad for competitive integrity, like you said, because now that particular owner owning 2 teams can now has a chance to win a title more than the other teams. That literally puts the other guys at a competitive disadvantage, no matter if the rosters are, competitive or not. That inherently would put you down actually when another guy or potentially more other people actually have more than one chance to actually win a title. So if there's an owner that has 2 teams and you're only a person with 1, and your best roster is competing with his 2 best rosters, then there is literally no way you have a chance to actually just outdo him. And also the owners could just switch players on each team. They own both teams. The roster swaps would be super simple. You just tell this player, hey, you're going to that team, you're on this team. That's why they stop sister teams, because of that kind of shit, But yeah, there's a reason why owners can't own multiple teams. You can't do that. That's really bad, actually. Now,
the fact that KT sister team actually won that tournament is fucking insane.
How we had the Samsung ones, actually? Samsung Blue, Samsung White, Samsung Ozone, all that shit, There's a reason why, guys, Riot in 2015 after Samsung won Worlds 2014 stopped sister teams, because you could basically just have like a challenger team into the league, and if they're actually really good, they could eventually make it to Worlds. And people factor in back in Worlds 2014, 2 of the Samsung teams made top 4. Samsung Blue also could have won.
And they probably would have both made finals if they didn't face off against each other.
If they didn't face off against each other, because OMG pulled off the upset, I think, actually. It's Star Home Royal Club, or it was how the bracket was seated back, and it was a lot more weirder. The only reason why Samsung Blue, who was power ranked to win the event, didn't actually make the finals was because they faced each other, and Samsung White actually became fucking broken.
Which one was the sister team? White?
It was White and Blue. Remember, they swapped out Pawn from...
Yeah, but I'm saying which one was considered their secondary?
I think it was...
The weaker. Was it White or...
No, they're both in the league, remember? I remember they were both in the league when I was watching back then. I remember they were both in the league when I did my history review.
But every time there's usually like one...
Oh, they're just considered the same. The one was just a sister team.
Okay,
sister team means the term of like just having the same name.
Okay, but usually there's one that they prioritize over. So.
I don't know which one they did. Okay, it was the one where they moved Pawn from the other one. The one where they switched out Dade from the other one. Whichever one that they got Pawn to, which was Samsung White.
Okay, so whichever one Pawn landed on last.
Yeah, because remember, Samsung Blue was actually the one who won the LCK championship. So Samsung Blue was actually the person that they prioritized.
So it was White then? Because
Samsung Blue was the priority, because Samsung Blue was the one that already won the championship for that summer split.
Okay, well, it says that they switched Pawn from Blue to White. So
remember, Pawn was someone who won the split, went to the sister team, and then won Worlds. That's ridiculous. Like, that is bad for competitive integrity. That guy won with another team. Then the owner was like, you switch over here because I think Dade works better for this team. What the fuck is that? Then he got a chance to put broken players on Samsung Blue. He got a chance to play a fucking Mata when he was cracked as fuck on Samsung White. Guys, there's the reason why you can't do that. I mean, I liked Pawn. I thought it was really good for the time period. He fell off really, really bad later on. But
I believe he's a coach for Live Sandbox.
Remember when he was supposed to be the best? People thought he was going to be a superstar on that KT Rolster super team, and he was complete garbage. No, he had.
What do you mean that KT Rolster worked really well?
My friends were telling me, they're like, man, that KT Rolster team wasn't that bad. I was like, yes, they were. They won one title in like 2 years. They were power ranked to actually win Worlds and win multiple titles and dominate the LCK. One title is disgusting. That's a complete disappointment.
Did that guy really think KT was going to win anything? It's KT. Come on.
Well, it's the issue here of like, if you're building a super team, people have expectations when it comes to that. Like, you're going to win multiple trophies. You're going to go to Worlds and win. They built that roster to win Worlds, and they probably should have won Worlds if they hadn't faced IG. Let's be honest here. They're going to shitstorm everybody. But it's still a disappointment, though. It's still a disappointment. They only won one title in 2 years, and they only made top 8 of Worlds.
Yeah, anyway, that was an educated strategy to just suspend the Shy so then they could face them in that bracket.
Now, back to this thing, guys. KT Rolster has not spent that much money on a roster ever since that year. They haven't. They just went with, like, really good prospect LCK players. That's what they did. They haven't spent that much money on a roster like that ever since ever since that KT Rolster super team, actually. But let's go over the LCK 2022 Summer Split Finals.
I will say something, though. So there were a few things I got wrong, and I'm just going to correct them throughout the stream. The first one, so apparently I was accidentally saying for the last few streams, man, I can't believe Berserker didn't get All-Pro team over FBI and Hansama. Even though he did get second All-Pro team, what I actually meant to say was that I can't believe certain groups of voters and media people actually did that over him and almost snubbed him. So, oops. And then also, same thing with Abadage and Takuli and all them.
Well, you know mine. You know mine. I can't believe on this God green earth, someone put Bjergsen in second fucking place over Abadage and Takuli, who we can very clearly see have been playing better than Bjergsen pretty much most of the year.
Yeah.
Like,
and who the fuck would put Jojo P on first All-Pro? You must not have eyes.
I wouldn't have minded that for the split if he was in third place, though. Like third place is fine.
Third place is reasonable.
I would have accepted third place because
either him or Maple for third.
Yeah, like him or Maple had decent splits, enough for like third place. I thought they played better than Jensen during the split myself. I thought Maple played better.
Yeah, because Jensen was still.
I thought Jojo Pion played better than. If you're talking like just the split, then yeah, Jojo Pion and Maple should have been there. But they're gonna put Bjergsen in a second All Pro team because people overrate how bad Abadage was for like the first few weeks. Ever since like week 3, he was just beating the shit out of people. Palafox played better
that
than
bias.
Bjergsen.
They always have that bias. And
I mean, you were sucking out Palafox, and I was like, oh god.
What are you talking about? I always shit on this guy. What the?
Like, okay, people. If you actually watch the split, just the split, not the playoffs. Palafox played way better than Bjergsen during the split. It's not even close. What is this obsession with Bjergsen and people just living in the fucking past with this guy?
It's because It's because they look at the other players' mistakes and then they ignore all the mistakes or how Bjergsen does basically nothing in the game. They just watch him play passive and they're like, oh yeah, smart, safe mid. We'll put him up over here because this mid laner made some mistakes. I'm gonna hold it against him because Bjergsen's cock is down my throat. That's it every year. Like the fact he has 4 MVP titles is a fucking joke.
I watched those splits. There was plenty of other players who deserved it more. High, Afromu, Impact, Smoothie, Sneaky. Many other players should have gotten MVP.
Two at most, maybe.
Yeah, because
I would only say one. There was that 1 year in 2016 when he was, carrying the rookie or the younger team where I'm like, okay, I can give it to him. The other 2016 year, no. The very first MVP award handed out now should have went to like High actually. And,
High is literally the definition of a most valuable player.
Yeah, and the other one in like 2015 or something. Yeah, hell no.
Oh my, yeah, I just don't get it. I love this narrative, dude. Did you not figure this out when I told you this last night? I think I told you this last night. Remember, you know what I told you? Remember, Jensen is now going to go to Worlds over 2 teams who didn't want him. Remember, EG was going to build a super team with him, Double F, and Vulcan. TL got rid of him for Bjergsen. Now Jensen is going to Worlds over the teams that didn't want him in the offseason, and one of those teams is not even going to make Worlds. I love to see that fat Jensen cock down fucking Team Liquid and Evil Genius's throats. They can suck a fat cock.
Yeah, so
I love it so much.
So let's see. Jensen has been as successful as Bjergsen and Oldham regionally with top 2 finishes and everything all the time throughout his entire career. And internationally, he absolutely like it's not even close. Has made Worlds every single time. Has made it out of groups, almost every single time. Besides like 2 years.
Sorry, he missed groups 3 times. The one on Cloud9 in 2015, and the 2 times on Team Liquid.
Yeah, and he couldn't carry Team Liquid.
But if you count his the only Worlds he really performed bad at was the 2019 Worlds when he was in the group with IG and
but
that was the only year he was actually decently kind of bad.
So can you please tell me how in the same thing with Double If I can at least understand on that ranking just because
for sure,
just because even though he didn't do jack shit ever in his career with what actually mattered. I mean, there's still
it's that MSI performance that you always mean to.
No, still just the skill gap between him and Sneaky is enough where I'm like, okay, I can at least see the argument there, even though he literally has done like jack shit in comparison to Sneaky. But Bjergsen over Jensen in that fucking top 5 rank, and no, you must have been like born in Africa.
We're talking about just purely LCS and. To that, I can understand. I mean, sure. If we're talking just LCS, sure. But I think that's pretty disingenuous, too. Why not count their whole career, though? They're putting legacy players up there like Pole Belter, who've also been to Worlds multiple times. He's been to World multiple times. Super simple shit, But that's another accolade for Jensen. Jensen is the only player in the world to make it to 8 consecutive Worlds appearances. 8.
We're saying the only one who made consecutive 8.
He's the only player ever to make 8 consecutive World Championship appearances. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019.
And he's also the only player to make it 8 times in general.
That's ridiculous. But Steve is like, oh, I need to have that Bjergsen guy.
Yeah. Wait, I hear the fanboys crying in the background. What do you mean? You Doublelift made it 8 times. Sorry, what's that? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over your rigged 2020 Worlds appearance. Fuck you. No, I'm not counting that. So he has 7, all right? Jensen's the only one with 8. Go fuck yourself.
God, Jensen having, just how many accolades this guy has. Like, I mean, people say, oh, well, domestic titles are all that matter in the Bjergsen versus Jensen rivalry. But you go but you say Worlds matters. Everyone says Worlds matters more. I mean, sure, if you want to count LCS titles, sure, because that's just like domestically. That's cool. But if you're saying that Worlds is what really matters, then it's not even close. And someone says,
speaking of Worlds, I do.
But someone says, but there's sometimes where they have easier groups. Okay, guys, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay, but that is complete bullshit. If you look at the groups and where
if you look at some of the times they're going in, that 2015 Worlds group they were in, Fnatic was 18-0, AHQ was undefeated, and IG actually almost got to the finals of the LPL split.
And they didn't make it out, but the fact that they were like.
The fact that they got 3 wins is insane.
Yeah, the fact that they forced tiebreakers and they were like a dead last team in the LCS and had a gauntlet run like that with 2 reverse sweeps. The fact that they even made it to tiebreakers and almost made it out is just as impressive as making it out for that roster. Impressive.
That's the thing. People don't give credit where credit is due. It's like when someone says, well, Bjergsen had harder mid laners to face. So did Jensen. What the fuck?
I know that is bullshit. If you look at the groups, actually, like they were harder than like.
I'll give you one. I'll give you that he beat the shit out of Crown in 2018. Everyone was gonna beat the shit out of Crown. Crown wasn't playing good at all. Obviously, no.
That 2018 group was just overrated. People were just like, "Oh, defending world champs, GENG." No, they were playing bad.
Over Griffin. Remember they upset everyone. Wanted Griffin to go.
They were playing bad. That was not a group of death. But
they were clutching. They were
clutching
the gauntlet. They were clutching the gauntlet. They beat out Kingzone. They beat out, I think, SKT, and they beat out Griffin. They were clutch. That's it. They weren't better than those teams, really.
Yeah, no.
Those teams they're better than SKT. But outside of Kingzone and Griffin mentally collapsed after losing the finals, and Kingzone was already mentally distraught with just being whatever they're fucking being, eating that Wangdong slop dong ramen they were fucking on.
Also, I do find it funny that speaking of Worlds, how even though the LCL banned from the war, we still might have 1 Russian at Worlds.
Hey, if we get Unicorns of Love at Worlds, I'm going to get my Unicorns of Love icon.
No, because Zanzara.
Oh, shoot, right.
Yeah, we might have 1 Russian at least still.
Oh, I want to show you guys something that popped off really well for me on Twitter. I didn't know was gain. I didn't know it was going to gain that much traction. I just put it out to let people know, hey, the teams that I've been watching for a long time are going to go to Worlds. The only time all the teams I supported went to Worlds together at once was Worlds 2018.
So you don't have an LPL team?
I actually, RNG didn't make it.
Oh, wait. Oh, they got eliminated from the gauntlet?
Are they in the gauntlet, actually?
Yes. What do you mean?
Oh, my bad.
It's Stum, EDG, LNG, and Victory 5.
Oh, yeah, because they won Spring. Yep, you're right. So this is my
I hope they get eliminated, and then they'll be vindicated by how that fluke MSI cardboard win was literally just because of the pin issues in their draft.
So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you guys can go do that right now. Thank you so much.
Not that MSI matters anyway, but why the fuck do you retweet that shit?
So this is I put this out. Potentially I was like, is RNG still in the gauntlet? Maybe they are. They didn't confirm to me making Worlds yet, but I will make a post about that if they do. Now, all 4 of the teams that I support have only made Worlds all together 1 time. It was hell trying to predict for G2 versus Cloud9 back in the day. People are like, aren't you a fan of both? It's like, who do you think is better? It's like, G2's going to beat the shit out of them. They're like, but you're Cloud. Doesn't matter. I'm not biased. G2 2019 over Cloud9. Yeah, they're going to beat the shit out of them. It's not close. That's not close at all. Sneaky was playing Cassiopeia and just dying every 5 minutes. But,
yeah, I mean, the only time my 4 ever made it, I think, in 1 year was 2019.
The GENG CEO actually commented on the post, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. You see, if you just like comment, RNG, okay, you reply.
Also, Mr. Arnold, you employ some really cute women like Jessica.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, he's gonna delete his reply now. Okay, but yes, that's the thing. You just you have to be just a brain dead casual who just posts positive, like in defense, sorry,
English,
what do you call
motherfucker. English. What are you
listen,
saying?
I literally just woke up. Fuck you. You just have to post like just harmless, like in just what's the word for not indefensible? What's the
positivity which exists in life?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't know what you're saying.
You just have to post brain dead shit like this as just like, you know, fucking Patrick Star, and then
Patrick Star.
Yeah, it's just like that form of shit, and then they'll. Oh, okay, really? You linked your fucking shit over a 60 like tweet? You are pathetic.
This guy was like, oh great. I'm like you, but Fnatic and Top Esports, I never was the hugest. I like Knight. I don't really like Top Esports. I don't mind Top Esports. They've done anything wrong to me. I just not a huge fan of them. I only just like Knight. I think Knight is great, actually. I've just never been on the Fnatic train. Even when I first started watching, like I always thought they got really, really lucky with a lot of shit that ended up happening to them.
They can still make it if...
Oh, we'll talk about that.
Listen, on paper they should, but with how they're performing, they shouldn't. But I'm just, you know... Teams on paper, though, I mean, they can falter anytime if they're overachieving.
Good God. But no, it's nice to have all of the boys be there at Worlds. I hope RNG can make it. I just don't think. I mean, given how the LPL looks, they can definitely make a run for it. I mean, come on. Don't they have LNG in the gauntlet? Like, LNG looks like shit for the most part. So, but yeah, that tweet picked up some traction. I just didn't think it was going to pick up any traction. I just threw it out just because, hey, I'm just...
Well, yeah, I mean, I believe it's... Yeah, it's either EDG or Victory Fire that makes it out first, and then it's RNG and LNG, and the winner of that faces the...
What's up, Matthews? All right, guys, let's talk about the LCK 2022 Summer Split Finals. So that's how the show's going to go from this point, okay? LCK, LCS, then LEC, okay? Now, anyone who's watching right now, make sure you guys like the stream. All you got to do, like the stream, all I ask for. Now, GENG are the winners of the LCK 2022 Summer Split. Ruler and Chovy have finally won their first domestic title. T1 played pretty fucking bad. I watched the games all live. They played like shit. There was game one, they made a few decent plays. And I was like, okay, this might go somewhere. No. Now, to be fair, I have got a chance to watch a lot of the LCK this past split, more than last year, because they only were just broadcasting on Twitch. They brought the English, I don't know what deal they made with YouTube. They brought the English broadcast back on YouTube, because last year was the only year I really did not get a chance to watch that much LCK. I had to go back and binge a lot of it for like our Worlds content and shit. But this year, you know, watching T1, I don't want to be that guy, but it kind of seemed like they only did well because other teams just started faltering. Like Damwon trying out their... Come on, Damwon trying out their fucking new bot lane. Damwon faltered hard this year.
Oh my God. I say this every year. Stop. Okay, when there's a weaker league, you need to stop looking at that and look at just the team individually of how they played. If you did that with T1, then no, they were actually just that amazing. I'm not saying they were actually like just a godlike level team, like 18-0 and shit.
You Joe Marsh's Stan account or something?
But they were okay. Fuck off. I hate Joe Marsh. But no, but they were that amazing, and they were, and also some people were like trying to. They replied on this old stream at saying, and they completely missed the point. I was saying, no, I was not saying if you don't predict T1 as a favorite heading into MSI, you're an idiot. I'm saying if you don't predict them as one of the favorites, at least, instead of somebody like G2, and without seeing how they perform against the team first, then you're a fucking idiot. That's what I meant. But anyhow, but no, and they proved it at MSI that now again I said they're amazing, not godly, so obviously RNG had a chance. But yeah, and they would have won MSI if it wasn't for that Game 5 draft and that fucking pin that gave RNG the advantage and T1 the disadvantage.
Okay, dude, my thing here is when I watch them play, there's nothing really substantially special about them at all. Their players are just like good.
Well,
that's all
I said really that it's the same thing with EDG. There isn't anything.
Am I pronouncing this right? Gumayusi?
Okay,
right?
Well, no, here's the thing.
He fell off a cliff.
Well, no. That's what I was getting to. In spring, I was saying that. In summer, they're still great, but yes, they've fallen off. Now, that wasn't them being overrated before, though, or the league getting better. They just fell off, and GENG just became better. All right. But yeah, Gumayusi fell off a fucking cliff. And there's some actual brainlet who's tried saying he's still a top 3 ADC over Prince, Ruler, Eamon, fucking what was that other one?
Didn't T1 also drop games earlier in the split to Live Sand? I'm pretty sure they dropped a best of 5 to Live Sandbox. I'm pretty sure they did.
What? Best of 5? What do you mean?
I'm sorry. I said that. I think they dropped like best of 3 series to Live Sandbox in the season.
Yes, they did. They did near the end.
Yeah, yeah. That's the problem is because it's hard to really talk about them. I was never that super hyped on them. It always felt, to me, it always just kind of felt like the other teams were just playing substantially worse. They would never challenge them at all in a lot of things that they did. Now, Damwon completely crushed themselves. Damwon, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Their bot lane is just fucking garbage. There was a guy that came in for Damwon because one of the support had COVID, played better than their support did all year. And they're like, nah, I want the other guy. And then in the KT Roaster series, they subbed out Naguri, the guy that they brought over because they thought that was actually to give them a better shot at winning. Damwon just a fucking mess. That's nothing to do with T1. Just want to make sure I do the little Damwon rant because it's been pissing me off lately about how bad they've been. But for T1, I felt like they had a really strong start. But you also got to factor in a lot of the key matches, remember, dude? So some of the key matches, the players weren't there because they had COVID. Also something that they can't control either, which is really weird, right? I think at MSI, the only real competition they had was RNG. I mean, RNG was the only team that really actually step up and challenge them, not only in draft, but also in gameplay.
I'm not saying the competition wasn't weaker. I'm just saying if you looked at how they played.
Well, what do you think happened in summer, though? Because in summer, they were still strong. So, in summer, I was watching it in summer.
In summer, they could not adapt. They could not adapt in summer.
It was only toward the very end, though. It was only toward the very end. They were still pretty clutch in a lot of the games. They had
the meta shifted. They couldn't adapt. They had issues.
They had close series against. I remember against KT Roaster, they had close series both times. The first time they faced Damwon when Naguri picked Mordekaiser, close series against Damwon. The second time around, they beat the shit out of them. But they've also had close series against GENG. They beat GENG the first time around. I don't know what happened to them because it wasn't like they went from MSI and just started sucking because sometimes they did that in past splits.
You do realize on paper, GENG was always a stronger team. They just didn't have it fully together.
I was never. I mean, it depends on. I
don't know why you gave Peanut so hate. He literally carried.
He wasn't that good for a while.
Well, not LNG. What team was it? LGD. He literally single-handedly carried. He single-handedly carried LGD.
No, GA single-handedly could carry LGD.
No, GA was not that good.
You're a fucking hack. You're a hack.
And then he came to Korea and he was fucking carrying that shit.
No, this is what I brought up. I said, why would they take someone back they already failed with? That doesn't make logical sense.
Because they failed with him because it wasn't.
He was playing like shit. That's why. The same guy was playing Jarvan support.
It wasn't a well-constructed roster, just like non-gym this year. That for him, that's why. Now it
doesn't make logical sense to bring out someone you already failed with. It doesn't make logical sense at all.
Yeah, but anyway, so if you actually think Peanut is amazing, unlike this hater, on paper.
Oh my goodness!
On paper, they were probably better than T1 anyway. Then
that's what I was saying. So with T1, for the games that I saw, they were still strong. They had close series against teams that they were competing with, right? So yeah, you should have close series with teams like Damwon and GENG. That makes perfect sense. I don't know why people ragged that. I didn't agree with. If it's a team you're supposed to be competing with, then yeah, I do kind of expect you to have close series with them. That just makes sense.
Say, game one, it could have gone to either team, and then T1 fucked up. They could have definitely won that, but it was 50-50.
Like I said, I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is,
no. Let me get to the other ones. Game 2 and 3. Like, I'm not saying GENG wouldn't have won those anyway. I do think they were playing better,
especially in game 2.
I think in game 2 and game 3, I think it would have been a 3-0 anyway with how they were playing.
Let's look at them.
But either way, the drafts T1 did in game 2 and game 3 in comparison to game 1 were fucking terrible. In game 3, what were they? They had to get so fucking ahead to actually win that game with what they drafted. What were they thinking?
Oh, okay. This is the same time we were talking. The same time me and you and Warren were talking about what they did at MSI. Remember how they had that draft against G2 with the Rel Tristana and they're actually winning the early game? So they know how to play these comps out because in their mind, they're going, I got to win the early game. Okay. They're like, I got to win the early game. They get small early game leads, but they never push it forward. It's like, wait a minute. That's the point of your comp. You're supposed to take risks like that.
Insensitive man, Fly Johnson is absurdly bad. Yes, and he was last year. I can't believe he got a fucking spot over other ADCs. He did play solid for a while, though, just because he had that chemistry with Afromu and because his job was mainly to be weak side over other ADCs in the league since they're spending more time, in other lanes, I believe. But, yeah, he was not. I cannot, just like tactical. I cannot believe he got a spot this year. He better get subbed out next year. Like if fucking Tomo, I would have taken over him when he was subbed in. He played better than him. I do not get it. It's like the fucking Greg Katie.
Oh, sorry, it's my boss. Again. She was telling me so much tomorrow. Okay, so
okay.
Or T1.
But also to answer your question, you said T1. You don't think there was anything that's. Well, that's they're the.
Well, okay. This is what I said.
No,
I don't know why people
EDG.
overrated. I don't know why people overrated their bad. Okay, let's say if we're evenly matched in something and we play a really close series, I don't find that bad. I find that actually good that the best teams can go back and forth like that. I think that's great. But toward the very back end of the split, ever since they lost to Kongdu Freaks, it almost just seemed like that team exposed them because. T1, I swear I watched most of their games. They weren't getting challenged. A lot of the things they would go for, they weren't getting challenged though. I'm like going, what the fuck is this? In spring, they would kind of just beat the shit out of everyone.
Well, I think here's the thing. I think that
I'm talking like if owner goes for a crab
before they fell off a cliff. I think they were like an EDG where, yes, it looked like they were doing risky plays in it. It looked like they weren't doing like anything special, but. Like EDG though, just their macro was very, and then their macro fell off a fucking cliff. But before
also,
then, their macro was super good.
Also, I think Carrier was overperforming. I mean, he was doing very well for them.
But Carrier also fell off a cliff of Goom, but he had Gumayushi, so I don't know how you can judge that. But I mean, I really think like they had in spring and stuff, they were like one of the best macro teams of all time, literally.
I think in toward the later part of the split, it just started falling off. I think teams just kind of figured them out toward the very end.
That's why I said they did not adapt.
If people thought going to 5 games against Damwon, if this is my thing, I don't even know why people predicted for them. People saw them barely beat Damwon, and the only reason why they beat Damwon was because Damwon picked Heimerdinger and fucking Senna bot lane in game 5. That is probably the only reason why they beat them. That is disgusting. So I was like, there's no way they're beating GENG. You just got a free pass to the finals. Damwon should have been in the fucking finals. That is ridiculous. And Damwon looks like shit. Damwon also gotten butt fucked too. But they make the finals. And then here's the first game, guys.
No. Liv Sandbox should have been in the finals, but they picked them as their opponents in court. GENG.
That was just a close series. I mean,
Liv Sandbox should have made finals with how they were playing. Off. Yes, they were better than Damwon and T1. It's just GENG picked them in semis. That was the real finals there.
So here was the first game. Okay, so I know people have been talking about giving Ruler Zeri. The problem here when you guys have bot lanes like this is it doesn't really matter if you give the opponent Zeri. It doesn't matter because they're going to handshake and give you Sivir or Lucian Nami or whatever, right? So if you're going to handshake your bot lane and give GENG Ruler, give GENG fucking Zeri for Ruler. It doesn't matter if you get Sivir. They put pressure down on Chovy. Doesn't matter. The whole series, Chovy beat the shit out of him. That is... watch game 3 really closely. Chovy just almost pretty much just solo wins the game by himself. Now most people thought that Chovy would do his classic choke against Faker. Now, why would you say that? Because Faker overcame Chovy most of the time because he's a more complete player.
I'll be honest though, I really don't think Chovy was playing that good. It was literally T1 literally like dove right on top of him. It's like those fucking idiots who dive on top of what's that champ again? I'm sorry, the one that keeps like regenning and they keep diving on top of them for some fucking reason, and then they get dick stomped, obviously, because that's not who you should fucking target. I forgot the champ, but yeah.
It was nice to see Chovy and Ruler finally win something. That's awesome for them. And now that they finally won something, people are gonna say, well, either was that because T1 really didn't show up very well, or were they actually that good? It all depends by next split. If they win and they go back-to-back title wins, then you can probably say, yeah, it was they're just the better team. And pretty much they're a better team.
Okay, yeah. It was NAR.
Like, you know how teams for some reason
teams don't value Gnar. A lot of players say they'll think
for
Gnar
some
is a
reason,
champion.
yeah, but when Gnar was like really good for some reason, teams kept diving on top of the Gnar in mega form, and then he just presses one button and fucks them. And it's like, why do teams keep doing that? That was like what T1 did with Chovy. They like, for some reason, all just kept walking right up to him, and then he just ults and destroys them. It's like it wasn't even Chovy playing that good. Yeah, they could have won this game. This one was 50-50.
This one was close about up to the 20-minute mark, but then you had Zeri and Lulu's a disgusting bot lane, especially with how much poke they have with the Azir and Sejuani and Aatrox frontlining. I mean, I don't hate T1's comp holistically because they played it decently okay.
I mean, it's comfort picks, but they're not really the best. I do not get the new move. I don't know why teams keep picking that one. It's like when they can't think of anything else, they pick that, but it's like there's way better support chance for that stuff right now. It's like before I could understand, now hell no. But
how much do you think LS beat off after Chovy won his first title? How much cum do you think was on that monitor?
On the monitor, it's all over his room, every fucking wall.
It was what Stan's dad from South Park. That's Stan's dad from South Park.
Yeah, it was on the ceiling, you know. Yeah,
but
I mean,
that's my thing is Gumayusi and Owner played like straight shit.
Yeah,
I was like, this is not the Owner I've been seeing all year long.
This is why I say, even though Owner's been fantastic, and again for the 50th time, why the fuck did they wait so long to put him over Cuz and Elam when it was so obvious he was better? But anyway, yes, despite that though, as I said, if I had to pick one weak spot besides Faker, who they just besides Gumayushi and you know, Faker, who just never let fucking die, and yeah, it would be Owner. Like, as great as he's been, you know, they could find better junglers like Tarzan when he made Worlds with LNG. They could have got him.
Oh, also everyone, because people who are still gonna have this old narrative about the LCK and Faker are still gonna live in this old narrative. Faker's been like the 4th best LCK mid laner for like 4 years in a row. He's always been, ever since 2018. Yeah. He's been like 4th best. BDD, Showmaker, Chovy, they've all been better consistently.
Like, legit, can he just? It would actually just be better for T1 if he retired.
Also, what someone said, I think it was Monty. Yeah, Monty said this. Faker's the head coach of the team. I mean, to be fair, the coaching that they had last year was atrocious. So I understand if he just wants to do it himself.
Yeah, I understand that. Also, another reason is because last year he was like, even though he wasn't like the best performing player statistically at all, like he was actually pretty bad if you just looked at played like Prime Synchro.
He played like shit. Like no one's everyone,
what a stupid fucking call here. What are you doing?
Like during this series, I'm thinking to
myself,
what
are you doing here, T1?
Like what I'm thinking to myself during this series is like, okay, Owner will be a strong point for them. So will Zeus, even if their bot lane is just heavy, right? No, Owner himself was like, I don't think I can really carry this bot lane. Owner himself played like complete garbage. A player
was such a garbage play at Baron. Oh my god.
Owner, who was supposed to be a huge strength for them, along with Zeus, who's supposed to be the best player on the team. They gave him Orin. They gave their best player, who's supposed to carry games for them, Orin.
God, that was like when they gave Fudge fucking Scion in Game 3. It's like, what are you doing?
Oh, that's like Worlds Finals last year when they gave Canyon Trundle. I was like, okay, I think you just lost. It's all good. Free worlds were given up here. Free worlds.
Yeah, Jesus, EDG. What? Imagine winning worlds because all 3 of your opponents in the bracket, including T1 on the other side of the bracket, choke. Good job, EDG. Like, holy fuck. Remember that play where it's like, Khan's like, okay, guys, I got caught out, but it's fine. Just run away and you're all safe. Then we can farm and beat them in another team fight. But then Showmaker and them were just like, nah, let's kill 4v5. And then they got fucking mopped, obviously. And then they just hit and killed the Nexus. Like,
I don't know how. I was watching this live and I was like, how did Owner end up here? I was sitting there going like, what the fuck? And then people in the chat, in the live chat, were calling him Lost Monkey.
Yeah, that's me. I'm probably wondering how I ended up here.
Probably wondering how he ended up with a comp that's actually probably supposed to be better in the late game, and how they pretty much lost every point of the game outside of like the first 5 minutes. But okay, after this, You had game
this
2.
champ thinking he'll play like the fucking monkey King Wukong. He was playing more like the fucking monkey Andy Signor. Jesus Christ.
Is that my dad? Okay, so in game 2, game 2 was just a shellacking. There's not much to show here. They just got absolutely destroyed. This wasn't even fair to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there watching this going, oh, okay, this is okay. T1, you got to get this H. If Faker is playing Renekton mid, you got a problem there. I have never seen this guy play Renekton mid. Morgana jungle? That's from MSI last year. What comp is this?
Yeah, this is absolute dog shit. It's like Renekton, Morgana.
Faker's the head coach. He's picking these champions with them. This is his decisions.
Yeah, again,
this isn't polled.
I'm not saying Genji would or wouldn't have won. I still think they would have won the series. All right.
Look at this. They can't even 2v1 an Aatrox with a Gnar and a Renekton.
Yeah.
What is this?
Like again, I still think Genji should have won the series, but either way, game 1 was 50-50, and then game 2 and 3 they drafted like shit. If they just drafted the same as game 2 and game 1, just with a few tweaks, like maybe not the Wukong and stuff, then yeah, this could have been a 5-game series, and they could have maybe squeaked it out, even though Genji was the better team.
I think.
But what the fuck were these game 3 drafts?
I think in game 1, if they had played their comp out better in game 1, potentially, they could have at least gotten a game. I think they're better enough to get a game out of Genji.
Like, who the fuck? I'm sorry, just like fucking that game 5 RNG versus T1. How can you look at this in the game 3 draft and say, yeah, no, draft was not the problem. They just got out skilled. It's like, okay, yeah, they were the better team, but no, you're fucking retarded. If you think this is not the main reason.
That I brought up, another pick that no one brings up in this game is they gave Lehen Singed. That's like giving Bjergsen Zillion. You don't do that. You have to just respect ban it. They gave him fucking Singed.
Do they not realize how fucking good Singed is right now, actually?
Lehen's is actually, people don't watch LCK. Lehen's is actually really good on Singed. He actually won them a very key amount of games playing that. Also, I think Nyla is a shit champion. Nyla is trash. But the fact that Ruler can pull out Nyla is scary to have that in your back pocket.
Nyla is bad. I do not get it.
Now, after
it's
this
like
game,
if Aphelios only had melee weapons, melee guns, and that's Nyla.
What's up, JJ? Oh, what's up, JJ? How you doing, man? Matthew says, yeah, when T1 pulled out Morgana, I was sitting there all like, are they MSI 2021? Like,
what the fuck
Morgana jungle? I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's actually just put in Canyon on.
Oh yeah, K4, we made it, dude. We made it, man. Hell yeah.
We'll talk about that series for sure.
About that later. But here is game 3. So they picked Mordekaiser because Mordekaiser is a very good counter to Yuumi because you can just lock in the bot lane.
This is also brain dead. I'm sorry. You had to get. I get what they were going for with this comp T1. All right. Yes.
I understand the Mordekaiser pick. I don't understand everything else.
I understand the Mordekaiser pick. I understand the full thing. For early game. However, with the comp Genji had, you had to get so fucking ahead.
Good job, Zeus. L.
No, you had to get so ahead early on, like 9 kills, 0 deaths, like a 6K gold lead at least to win this game. And we know with how Genji's been playing, that obviously wasn't going to happen. So what the fuck? They had to get so ahead to actually have a chance. Then it's like, oh, they got Dick Stomp mid and late game. Yeah, obviously, you look at the fucking comps.
Remember if you watched the live game, Owner and Zeus were sharing experience while they were 2v2ing with Peanut and Doran's champions. So when Owner would help Zeus, he was actually putting him further behind because Zeus was already behind. Mordekaiser, which was supposed to be their counter pick to their comp, essentially not only got shitted on in lane, but also lost and also died early on. So the counter pick they opted into themselves lost in the game essentially. Gumayusi was nowhere to be found, just like my dad in my life. He was just gone.
These fucking brainlet T1 fanboys actually think Gumayusi is top 3 over fucking Ruler, Prince, Def, Eamon. You are on drugs.
How, like meth or crack?
Yeah, so God was actually in the replies when I was saying why he's been playing poorly. He was like, "Oh, the job with the ADCs to sustain," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he hasn't done that. He gets dick stomped, and then his team carries him, and then like when they're like up 10 plus gold ahead and they're like in the other team's nexus, he like flashes in and gets like a triple kill once his team like melts down the enemy's lower health, and then it's KDA's like 3-3-6, and then everybody's thinking, oh, he did his job because of that. It's like, no, he was shit. It's like it's some guy actually in the replies tried telling me Gumeushi will always be a top 3 ADC while T1's a good team. I'm like, your mom dropped you on your fucking head like 40 times at least.
Well, when he said that ADC should sustain, did you tell him that his mom should have sustained more L she took by giving birth to him? But that'd have been a different story. So this is my thing here. I don't know how they got. See, this is weird how they got away with this Baron. That was kind of. I mean, they snuck it. I was like, oh, okay, but how did they get away with this? Like the fact that they have to basically cheat.
Yeah, great job. Well, if only you drafted a better comp that could actually utilize it. Nice.
So my thing here also, because all bad for T1 in some aspects when we're done talking about them. So after this, guys, they just get destroyed. Like it's not even fun to look at, just seeing them get beaten down this hard. Like if you look at this team fight right here after this part, okay, so Gumeushi pops his ult. Vi's gonna dive in. Obviously, what you have a dive comp with a Sivir, and then he just gets poked out. Obviously, Doran gets killed. Zeus kind of flashes in to get his Mordekaiser ult off. Zeus is behind. He gets completely killed because Genji's poke comp is way more further ahead because they focus all their damage on Doran.
Imagine if they won that 50-50 game 1 and they actually drafted a normal comp in game 3 and then won it because they were looking better. If it wasn't for that, then they could have been up 2-1. It could have gone to either team again. Like this is just, I expected Genji to win finally in this. I wanted at least a fucking it should have been. It's like their coach was like, no, I want to go to the karaoke bar quickly. Let's wrap this up.
I'll say this. I think they should have at least got one game out of it. I think they're better of a team to get one game.
Like how bad are LCK tops nowadays when Doran's the king? I am actually happy for him.
Okay. Now, to make Shove even more happy, they should sub in Sword for the spring split and get Sword a championship.
Holy fuck. I still can't believe they actually subbed in Sword at Worlds instead of keeping Doran in. Sword was so bad.
So, the last thing to talk about this series is anyone who's watching this now. Yeah, we now live in the world where Faker is the underdog going into best of fives. That's ridiculous. But it's been that way for a while. People just don't watch the LCK enough. It's been that way for a while. His teams are now usually the underdog because he's not been performing that well.
You blind people.
So, yeah, Genji win the LCK 2022 Summer Split. Now, there's one thing I need to bring up that people are not giving enough discussion to, is even though Genji kind of just like beat the shit out of them, T1 are still going to be better than most of the teams in their group. I'll explain this. So, even though they lost to Genji pretty handily, they're still going to be better than pretty much like 80% of the teams are going to come up against. Just because you lost to the best team in your region doesn't mean that team is also shit. Remember, T1 is just shit compared to Genji. You put T1 in a group.
Do you think they can beat JDG and TES?
That's what. So if you put them in a group like they had last year with someone like maybe Top Esports, T1, 100 Thieves, and someone like a Fnatic, right? I think T1 pretty much get out of that group. You know, or at least second place they get out.
That was crazy. Fuck it. I feel so bad for 100 Thieves. How do you end up?
That was an actual group of dead. They had no chances.
How do you end up? Like, I'm sorry. Like, people keep memeing. Oh, NA's shouldn't even be a major read. Okay, shut up with that bullshit. All right, stop being an EU dick sucker. They literally played better than EU that year. Outside of Genji for 1 year, your region has been just as bad or just as good as NA through their entire existence, basically. They've just made top 4 more times, honestly, because of, like, lucky seeding, literally. Like that H2K shit. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of this. No. All right, so no. Like, why would they? Oh, my God.
This is my thing is people need to understand, just because you're not the best team compared to the first best team, doesn't make you shit. Like, tonight.
Just like, I can't believe they actually did that shit, though. They had, like, the 3 first seeds of, like, EU, Korea, and China, but then they put like NA with the first seeds of like PCS and stuff in the second. Then I'm like, why I'm like, oh my god, really? You couldn't think of a better bracket to do after VCS couldn't show up? Like, you're really treating them like a minor region now, just because, even though EU is just as bad and they play better than them that Worlds, because that's what fucked 100 Thieves over. Because of that, they ended up in a group with fucking EDG and 100 Thieves, didn't they? Like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is that? They were first seed in NA.
It's also a bigger detriment to kind of get first, because if you get first, you kind of get teams that are as hard as that to beat. Yeah. And that's what I'll bring up also is just because T1 lost to GENG, like, people shouldn't sleep on them either. If they're in a group of like an NA team, an EU team, and a random PCS team, T1 is going to get out of that group and in first place. Don't get it twisted. They lost to GENG. They're worse than GENG. That's fair. Most people expected that. But they're going to be better than most of their competition. That's the same thing I said about, I'll give you an example. The same thing I said about Samsung Galaxy a while back is, yeah, they're not as good as SKT. Doesn't matter, though. They'll be better than every single other team they face. Maybe LPL teams they'll compete with. Same logic here. Yes, T1 against certain LPL teams will probably be about even, but you put them up against any team at Worlds, they're going to do just fine. They're just not as good as GENG, and that's the thing you can understand. It's like, just because you're second best doesn't mean you're trash. You know, people need to stop thinking that. Second best is not bad holistically, given the players on your roster, right? So, yeah, I want to make sure I say that out there. If T1 in a group with Cloud9 and someone like, I don't know, Fnatic and a PCS team, T1's getting out of the group and in first place. Don't go nuts here. T1 are going to do just fine at Worlds, actually. They might even overperform with the level of competition they might actually face. That's
I'll be honest,
crazy.
I really think, like, what they should do, actually, is in the past at Worlds, they used to have, like, groups of, like, 6 teams in each group or something out of, like, 4 groups. Mm-hmm. Well, I think they honestly should do, and this is better, for the first, so so another 100 Thieves situation doesn't happen with a first seed. Again, just give all the first seeds their groups, Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, then draft only just the second seed teams from the major region, then only the third seeds from the major regions, and then the fourth seeds you're going to have in the, not in the plains like groups, but the plains best of fives maybe or something. I don't know. You could throw them in or just draft them there, and then you can have the Group B 6 teams, and those 2 last spots end up just play-in teams like for minor regions, and the play-ins can be expanded to 2 teams from each minor region, and it can be a whole bigger thing with just minor region teams, and they can have their own prize pool and smaller trophy, and then they, the winners obviously end up in that as well. Like, as you guys talked about, like, wouldn't that be better?
I thought about the same thing too. Why not, instead of just doing play-ins, why not just make 2 more groups, actually, and just have a bigger top 8 bracket?
I was also thinking 5 groups could also work at Worlds.
Yeah, just make a few more groups, take out playing stage. Then that also gives chances to teams that we know they're not going to do very well, but it gives them chances to get a bit better in the tournament. Like, isn't it a tournament death sentence to play?
They used to do that in the past, didn't they? They used to not have play-ins, and they just gave like certain teams.
It was a wild card tournament that they made in, but isn't it a death sentence? If you're a Brazilian team and you play up against T1, doesn't matter how bad T1 plays up against GENG, they're going to beat the shit out of them. It's not even close.
I mean, you'll beat the shit out of Double Lift, of course. So.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, disjointed. Well, disjointed, I'm talking more like along the lines of what they're going to be in. They're going to be the second place team from the LCK going to Worlds 2022. Any group that they're in, they're probably going to get first place in it. They're not as shit as most people compare. They're shit compared to like the best team. Everyone else, fair game, I guess. I don't think they're going to be that bad at Worlds. Faker usually performs very well at Worlds. Usually. Doesn't mean it's always going to happen.
And I'm sorry, that sandbox situation is exactly why we need to make a separate award for best player of this in the league and then MVP, because Ruler should have won. Like, he was the best player in the league this split, but Prince should have won most valuable player.
All right. So anyone who's watching right now, you probably want us to talk about the LCS, actually.
I will say, though, I'm happy. Memes aside, though, I am happy for Doran that he, found his.
Happy for Ruler. I've been watching that guy since 2016.
Just like how his career went. Just how this guy always got memed on. How it's just like, oh yeah, he's just like Chovy's dog. He keeps just getting automatically put on these rosters because.
Oh, he's opting into these rosters. Don't let that hit. He was opting into these rosters.
Well, obviously, if you're a player in his skill level and position, it's like, oh yeah, he'll just do whatever, get shit on. So Chovy just keeps bringing him around like his dog. Oh, he played terrible on KT. Oh, of course, why is he getting a chance on GENG? But then he finally found his phone and he fucking dick stomped Zeus. So I mean that is I'm not as interesting. That's wow. So that's all. Anyway,
well, that's just me personally. It was nice to see Ruler, a player that I had been following for so long, finally win something. It was just awesome to see him win. I didn't want to cry. I'm more of a man.
I love how Peanut was just like, no, you guys hold it first. I already got some.
Yeah, I've already been winning these. You little kids these days, you guys can have them.
It was like impact with EG.
So yeah, guys, the LCK season for this year is over. So we're gonna be going into next split. The only way people are gonna see this title as luck is if they don't win the split coming up. I think there's a world where they just win the split coming up. Chovy's not leaving GENG now. This is the only roster that Chovy's ever won with. You think he's gonna finally leave an organization he's finally won with? No, it's not going to happen. He's staying with this org for probably quite some time. Potentially now you have 2 years because it's going to have that sentimental value attachment to him of like, this is the org I won my first title with. I'm going to, give these guys something back in return, which is potentially more titles actually. And it's nice to see.
Well, he did sign an extension for once.
And that's good. So we're going to have quite some time.
He stopped going for the fucking money, that bitch. Like, he literally went to dog shit rosters just because they paid him so much.
It was actually so bad that people didn't even call Hanwha Life Esports.
In the predictions, LS was like, T1 will win over Chovy in the top 8. It's like, they didn't even call them Hanwha Life. And I don't blame them. Fuck, they didn't deserve to be called Hanwha Life. It was, yeah, the DRX and fucking Hanwha Life, Jesus fucking, even Griffin. To an extent,
man. I still remember when Griffin came into the league, they were so good. It sucks what happened to them. Management really fucked them up.
Yeah, it is. Imagine like fucking up that.
Goddamn.
That was like legendary. They would have won like 3 worlds titles possibly. Like that was how good they were. But they kept choking in best of 5.
They were one of the best. That was one of the best rosters ever.
Yes, and not only that, but then their org literally gets eliminated from the league. It's a split later. That's how shit their management was. Like, holy fuck. But yeah, I mean, but also after this win now, Tarzan is the only player from that. We're not counting Sword. Fuck off. But so out of that original
Tarzan,
roster,
Chovy, Viper, and Leyhands. Viper also someone who won Worlds. Just last year.
So Tarzan is the only player now out of that whole original roster, basically, that hasn't won an LPL or an LCK title.
Isn't that ridiculous?
And that's crazy to think about because he's the one who won MVP for them.
At one point, Tarzan was considered the best jungler in the world.
He was considered the best on that team, but he won MVP for the team.
All right, everyone, make sure you guys like the stream. Make sure you guys do that.
I mean, hopefully he leaves LNG next year.
Smash the like button. Greatly will help out. But that's it for GENG. I'm proud of GENG. Glad to root for them. And hope they win the LCK 2023 Spring title.
Yep. Can you hear that in the distance? Is that Vin Diesel?
Is that Vin Diesel? Probably not.
Is that Vin Diesel?
Okay,
no.
Okay.
No. It's just T1 fans with their trucks. My bad.
This is also pending on if Damwon don't basically shit the bed with their roster coming up this offseason. Guys, they're not keeping their bot lane. I don't know who told you shit. It's coming from someone who's been watching almost every offseason in the history of existence since 2014. They're not keeping their bot lane. That's not staying. They won Worlds. They want to compete internationally.
I can't fault them for like getting them with how they performed on their team last year. Like it was actually, it was actually a smart move. I thought they would at least, do their job as a weak side bot lane, but I do think Dam is still very good. I think their support definitely fell off a fucking cliff though, but I think Dam is just, it's not the right fit. That's all.
He played good for a little bit, and you thought,
I just don't think it's the right fit. But the support, though, he fell off a fucking cliff. Yeah.
Oh, and let's go over because we're not gonna have a show around this time, so we're gonna have to predict. So, okay, this match right here, Damwon Kia versus Liv Sandbox. The winner of this match gets to be the 3rd seed from the LCK.
And that means they skip playing. It should be Liv Sandbox, but again, the veteran presence, like they might. I'll go Liv Sandbox.
I'm picking Liv Sandbox.
Yeah, 3-1, 3-1. I'll say, and then
I was gonna say 3-0, honestly.
Yeah, but I do think like it's
I
do think
I want
like
to make sure you understand this though. The winner of this is gonna be the 3rd seed from the LCK.
Yes, and
there
then let's
no
see, KT versus DRX. I'll go KT. KT again, 3-1. I'll say, but
no, that's 3-0. Fuck no, that's 3-0.
Well, no, because I do think DK and DRX will just get like a lucky win from like the other team fucking up and their veterans.
They're lucky they have fucking noodles to eat with how bad they've been playing.
Again, it's a situation like Golden Guardians. I think that's why they'll get one, which we'll talk about in a bit. But
then, okay, for predicting the finals, that's going to be Liv Sandbox versus KT. Liv Sandbox is going to win everything. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
they're definitely a sleeper dark horse team for the LCK. I think Damwon is going to be the 4th seed, and I think Damwon is probably gonna get overrated by a lot of people thinking that they're still dominant in the LCK when no, that's not been a thing all year long.
Yeah, you see, I think KT should have won that best of 5 against EK. They had that fuck up at the very end with the fucking clown soul. Literally, they should have won that series. They are the better team. It's just again, they're veteran and good players, like Canyon. Will they come in clutch though? That's the big thing. That's the main
Showmaker thing. Canyon. I mean, Canyon's been good. Showmaker has not been that good. That's the problem.
I'm gonna go KT 3-2 because I do think they should win.
And that's the thing. What a world where we're actually betting on KT to win the whole thing. Ain't that some shit? I wouldn't.
They should. They might not. Again, there's a great possibility they will choke. I would actually, if I was a betting man, I would say DK because again, I do think they have a good possibility to choke.
I think against DRX, they'll win. I think that 3-0 for Liv Sandbox against Damwon. I think Liv Sandbox will be the 3rd seed. I don't think KT will win the whole thing, though. I don't think so. I think Damwon's going to win the whole thing.
They should win the whole. They should win the whole thing. It's just definitely think they have less of a pos. They should, but yeah, I do think like there's more of a possibility they won't just because I do.
Okay.
I just think that the fucking Damwon, they'll like collapse under the pressure of the fucking KT and the Damwon players. Like at least Canyon and Showmaker will take advantage, I think. But I'm just gonna go off of who should do it for once. Fuck it, KT 3-2.
All right, so I have Liv Sandbox 3. Damwon is okay. 3-1 for Liv Sandbox. Okay, one last time. Liv Sandbox 3-1 over DK. Liv Sandbox goes as the 3rd seed. KT 3-0 DRX, and I think Damwon will end up as the 4th seed from the LCK going.
Yeah, all right. And also if DRX somehow wins the first specified, then I'll predict DRX and then Liv Sandbox. If Liv Sandbox loses both of their series, I'll fucking laugh. But
if fucking DRX goes to Worlds, I'm turning off my fucking computer. I'm not watching that shit.
I hope they go to Worlds. That'll be hilarious.
Yeah, I'm not. Oh Lord, if they go to Worlds, I'm fucking myself.
What do you mean? King Din is the best top laner in the world.
King Jong-un? What? Okay, fuck. Oh, good Lord. Okay, let's go to the LCS. The LCS, the 2022 playoffs were in full swing this past week. You know what I did, guys? You know what I did? I bet on FlyQuest. I thought that FlyQuest should have beat TSM, given the fact that FlyQuest was actually playing way better than them for the entire split. Okay. But then, you know what happens, guys? You know what fucking happens? TSM sub out Instinct for Tactical. Then, actually, before when they bring in Tactical, you know what's crazy? They actually win the first game with Instinct. And then FlyQuest wins some pretty deciding games against them. Game 3, Halti Diodo pops off on Wukong, and I'm sitting there going, okay, it's over. So I take a nap. Then I wake up. What, TSM won game 4? Game 5, after when Johnson smoke crack and they don't know how to play a Jinx Tom Kench bot lane.
Well, no, that was a terrible draft anyway. Why would you do that in that meta? It's like Johnson couldn't play anything else, so they're like, okay, I guess we'll put you on Jinx. It's like, this guy sucks, and he especially sucks on Jinx. And then after, he couldn't land like a single tongue lash. It was hilarious.
I'm sitting here going like, FlyQuest were the better team, not just throughout the split. In this best of 5, you saw it. They were pretty much the better team.
They did have that drought, but they were. It was just like strength of schedule. They were still like a very good team, and even with their weaknesses.
Jose Deodo completely blasted Spica, and a lot of the Spica had a game. He was on Vi. He went 0-10. What is that? FlyQuest had every chance to beat TSM. FlyQuest should be here facing EG, not TSM.
I told you, man.
Tactical did pop off on Xayah. Popped up very hard on Xayah. He played bad on Draven in game 2. Oh my god, FlyQuest. Oh no, get off the stage. Get off the stage. You're done.
No, tactical and instinct are basically indifferent. It's just it's whether would you rather have some of the clutch factor tactical might bring, kind of like what Wild Turtle did for teams in the later game, or would you rather have a more safe ADC instead of fucking tactical getting caught out all the time? That's the decision. But I mean, the only reason why I predicted FlyQuest in 5 games was because I just wanted to give them the benefit of doubt. I knew there was a good chance of this happening though. I mean, I don't know, even though TSM was doing they were on a hot, even though they weren't winning the games near the end of the season, they looked good near the end of the season. They were on a bit of a hot streak. They had the confidence. FlyQuest did not, and FlyQuest was playing way too simple and passive. So I knew, and with the players like Solo who just throw all caution to the wind, I knew there was a great chance of an upset in 5 games. I was like, he smoked.
What a celebration for TSM. They have to celebrate a win over fucking FlyQuest in the losers bracket. How far have we come, guys?
And now they have to face EG.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna lose to EG. I'm not for that.
If Fudge, I'm just saying, although Fudge didn't, I don't know if you saw that new interview with Travis Gafford.
Oh yeah, where he thinks.
Although that was the whole fucking. That was one of the most hilarious fucking interviews I've ever seen. Not because of Travis Gafford, fuck that bitch, but
Whoa, talking about my dad like that? Holy shit, dude.
Fuck you, but no. Okay, outside of him being there though, Olive, that was one of the most hilarious. Literally every single thing Fudge that came out of Fudge's mouth, you couldn't tell if it was sarcasm or serious. That was one of the most batshit crazy interviews. It was so good. We should just react to it on the stream, just for the 6 minutes. But but he said basically he cleared up what he meant by the last interview. Okay, so apparently they weren't getting dick stomped completely in scrims. It was that they saw them lose horribly to CLG in scrims. So then they thought that. So I guess it wasn't as bad. But either way, if for what he said was true though, then I mean. TSM could upset them. You never know. I don't think it will happen, but I think they'll just get player gapped. But
I'll say this, because FlyQuest season is over. That means they basically finish bottom 7. I mean, they faced Team Liquid the first round. They had a good win against them. They just lost it the later games where they lost to FlyQuest. Actually, I mean, FlyQuest legitimately got the win against Team Liquid the previous week. Lost every game after that. Knocked down to the loser bracket. There's a good chance they could have beat TSM. They just not clutch. They just couldn't do it.
What were you saying earlier on a couple streams ago? You're an idiot. There's absolutely no chance TSM has that upset in flying. What was that?
That was my Earth 2 self. KSM actually. He said that.
So I found out the real reason why LNG was playing Panda C for those games over Ale.
What the fuck I gotta do with this?
It was because Juan Feng poisoned him and he had to recover.
Good God. So. Maybe Juan Feng was having sex with too many girls again. Whatever. Okay, so FlyQuest, their season is over. They finished bottom 7. I think you should just switch out Jose Deodo. Okay, outside of the good games he's had, there's so few far in between. I think you could just get someone better at this point. I think their bot lane is fine overall. I think they're bad. They're just okay. They're just solid.
I feel like they'll keep Afro Move for one more year, but
Johnson had a few good games toward the very end. He was but if you want to compete higher, they're going to need better players
tactical. Than them. He didn't even deserve a spot in the LCS with how he was playing.
Oh, fuck off. He was fine.
Yes, there were way better ADCs.
Oh, who? Like Wixie?
Well, I mean, Wixie, I don't know why he did get it kicked off of Academy over King, but no, I'll fucking look it up later, but you can keep talking. But I'll tell you every ADC later on who was better than him.
So FlyQuest season is over. TSM moves on to face EG. Guys, I'm being completely honest here. I told you guys I'm not. CLG should not even close to be getting close to this dog shit team Golden Guardians. How the fuck does go to 5 games? Dokla had a really bad series. Really bad series. Like the fact that Golden Guardians are so much worse than CLG and that they brought CLG to 5 games, a team that was actually supposed to be a team that was supposed to be now a dark horse in the LCS 2022 Summer Split playoffs. That went to 5 games. No. What the hell? That's ridiculous. They went to 5 games against a team that was 4-14 when they made it into playoffs. Let's not kid ourselves here. CLG was actually what? 4th? 3rd? They had 3rd on the split? Let's actually look this up again. CLG finished the season, I'm pretty sure in 3rd, right? 4th. Golden Guardians finished 5-13. CLG were better than them pretty much, well, for the entire split, for most of the year, actually. Even when they had the other top laner that they had before. Point still stands. How the fuck was 5 games? Oh, that was remember? Jenkins, that's what they had. My bad.
Oh, you're talking about CLG?
CLG, yeah. So,
my bad. They didn't
CLG, what is this? No, they're. How do I have faith in them? How do I have faith in CLG to beat Team Liquid?
So here's the thing. Round? Okay, so what? This is what I'm going to say. All right, this CLG series, why it went to 5 games. All right, I think
because you're a Knicks fan, right?
No, you saw in the CLG versus Cloud9 series, like, I mean, it could have gone to either team, but I think after it ended and they just lost, it really seemed like CLG, like, they were pretty devastated. They lost a lot of like motivation and confidence and like in themselves, and like, and I think it really showed in the Golden Guardian series, and I think that was the main reason they were still shaken up by that loss against C9 in that series. That they thought they should have won, and they were like still, they were playing like scared, nervous, or and still like lack of motivation. And even though Golden Guardians, they were dog shit. I mean, River and a Blaze Olive are at least still good, and then Licorice, Ole, and Stixa, even though they've been bad. I mean, with the veteran presence there, they'll take advantage of it in at least one game or whatnot.
Right.
If so. I think that's the main reason why.
I mean, Game 5 was close. I mean, sorry. Game 5 was the only stomp game of the series. Game 5 was a stomp.
Yeah. So that's the thing. It definitely wasn't like CLG playing bad. I actually just think it was like lack of motivation and confidence after that loss against C9. And I again, as we said on the last stream, if Golden Guardians even won a single game, it's purely because of CLG, and that's exactly what happened. So the same thing that happened here, what you asked me about the C9 win against CLG, I'm going to ask you here. Do you think they've now, with this win, they improved on their mistakes and gotten their confidence back up to have a chance against Team Liquid? Or do you think even Golden Guardians taking them to 5 games has given them even less of a lack of confidence?
I think Golden Guardians taking them to 5 games exposes them for how bad they are. Because you got to factor in, because someone said this on one of the shows that I watch, and it's actually true. Playoffs is when you're shown like quote unquote real League of Legends. You're getting to see multiple games. You're getting to really see who these teams really kind of actually are. If Golden Guardians is taking CLG, a team that was pretty much giving it to the best teams of the league in the split, bringing them down to 5 games, I think CLG has a chance against Team Liquid. I'm not saying they don't have a chance, but I think that the Golden Guardian series kind of exposes CLG for just how bad they can really be.
I think, unlike what happened with C9, I think that
I don't think they have it in them to be clutch.
I still don't think they have it in them. I think the Golden Guardians series gave them a little bit more like motivation, but I mean, I think I'm gonna have to go like 3-1 Team Liquid.
Okay, so let's predict for these matches. Let's preview these, and we'll talk about the winner.
I'm gonna do like,
so let's go 3-1. TSM EG first. Okay, so TSM versus EG, because that's the first one we got. Yeah, we got my bad. We'll do CLG first. Okay, that one's first. That's tomorrow.
I'm just gonna do 3-1 Team Liquid. I think I think the games that Team Liquid wins, because here's the other thing. All right, you have to remember. Well, CLG was playing well this season against like Cloud9, the 100 Thieves, FlyQuest. Honestly, unless my memory's mistaken, and they went like 1-1 against them or something. But I mean, even if they did, honestly, the games against Team Liquid, they kind of struggled. They were like the one team they still struggled against for some reason. So that's the big thing for me of why I think they'll still lose. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1, and I think the games will not even be. I think the game CLG wins will be a bit of a stomp. I think the game's Team Liquid win will be a bit of a stomp.
My thing here is I think Team Liquid are just a better CLG, but are less aggressive, if that makes sense. The CLG's thing is that they're basically a bootleg Mad Lions with a decent early game. They play just like Mad Lions do. They play a high.
I think he'll save the Zillion for the EG series.
I think that CLG's early game is predicated on them getting early game champs who can do something early game, but their early game is so unstable but so aggressive that they could basically just flip games. That's why I think CLG is just kind of a bootleg Mad Lions with less upside. I think Team Liquid, in the games they did win against 100 Thieves, the Urgot game and the other game Boople actually had, the games that Team Liquid actually won against 100 Thieves were actually pretty good. I think I would more or less so bet that Team Liquid will have those games against CLG more than the games that CLG had good against Golden Guardians. So the game 5 against Golden Guardians, where Palafox popped off on Akali, I don't think Team Liquid is going to give Palafox his best champions, and I think it's going to be a back and forth series. I think this will actually go to 5 games. I think it will, but I think Team Liquid will be the team that'll end CLG season. I just don't think a team that is going to go to 5 games against Golden Guardians will have a chance against Team Liquid. I just don't. And Team Liquid, I think, are just going to be able to not fall for any of CLG's early game aggression that they usually always try to put more or less toward the bot lane, actually, because contracts usually just pass towards bot when they're trying to actually make an aggressive play and actually dive. The games that Team Liquid won against 100 Thieves, like I mentioned before, were good enough for me to go like, okay, and TL's wins, they looked pretty convincing. CLG's wins were TL 3-2 over CLG. The next best of 5 is TSM versus EG. Now, factor this in, guys. This is a very key set of loser bracket matches because remember, either our spring split champion won't be going to Worlds or TL Super Team will not be going to Worlds. Factor that in. Who's not going to make Worlds? Team Liquid or EG? That's the thing.
God. What are you talking about? I think TSM is going to make Worlds.
Then I would burn my fucking house down. So let's go to TSM. TSM versus EG. Okay, so EG looked primarily pretty bad against Cloud9. I'll go more into that when I talk about the Cloud9 series.
I really think NA should just have 4. Again, like, what the fuck? EU was just gifted 4 world seeds for no reason after that Russian shit. And when they've been looking, and when their league has not looked that well this season, like, what? NA would unironically do better with their 4 seeds. Like what? So they're going to have misfits for the 4th seed. But look at this. We would have EG and Team Liquid both at Worlds. It's like, why couldn't they give all the major regions?
Okay.
Fuck you, bitches.
I'll say this. I wouldn't mind if NA got 4 seeds. I don't think they would do shit, but I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, well, they would do fucking no worse than EU with their 4th seed. What has EU ever done with their 4th seed? Tell me.
They've had sex with Reckless's body.
Yeah,
all the dudes.
They got destroyed by Armboot and Cacao and Snowflower and Snowflower.
LEC looks sus this year. That is true. Okay, so TSM versus EG. It's okay. I'm still gonna pick EG. I think in these BO5s we're looking at right here, I still think CLG and TSM are the underdogs. You know, would be a crazy world is if TSM and CLG met in the next round of the lower bracket. That would be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, and I would hope CLG wins, but Team Liquid TSM could win then.
Now EG looks primarily pretty off against Cloud9, and the biggest strength of EG has been pretty much well known at this point. their biggest strength is actually Inspired. If Inspired is really not overperforming and popping out for them in the early game, they don't look as good. They're not a bad team. I think they're still top 3 material on their best form, but Cloud9 pretty much ran through them, actually. Now,
again, we'll talk about it later, but again, we haven't got to those games yet.
So my thing here is TSM, right? TSM looked, it was really close against FlyQuest. You know, like those games could have gone either way. That game 5 was really close. I'm still going to say EG. I think EG win 3-1. I think that loss against Cloud9 was a wake-up call for EG. That's what I'll say. I think TL and EG make the next round.
Okay, so I said 3-1 Team Liquid. Okay, here. Mm-hmm. Again, I was like, I think all three. Listen, I think all the games will be close, but I think EG will like win all of them. I do think they'll like eventually come clutch and win all of them, but I do think they'll all be like pretty close against TSM. But I do think it will be a sweep 3-0. It's sort of like that series in 2020. It was EG versus C9 when EG had like Golden Glue and Huni in playoffs, where all the games against Cloud9 were close because Cloud9 was pretty shaky. And then, you know, we don't talk about what happened after that because that was rigged. But yeah, and then yeah, but they still swept them. I think that's going to be the case here with EG.
I know everyone's bringing up Worlds, and Worlds is pretty much right around the corner because I normally on the show don't like to typically talk about Worlds.
Yeah, Ryan, they should have swept them. It was literally just because they forgot to ban Seraphine.
Yeah. Gang. We'll talk about it in just a moment, guys. But the last thing I'll say is Worlds is pretty much right around the corner. So yeah, we can pretty much talk about Worlds. I usually don't talk about Worlds generally when it's around weird points in time because people will like randomly talk about Worlds when it means like nothing to the conversation. It's like people will be talking about Worlds on shows when it's spring. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? All right, so let's go because 100 Thieves just kind of beats the shit out of them in the first 3 games anyway. Okay, so let's go to the game where Bibble picks Urgot. I'm gonna turn the.
Also, you know why MSK hates giving Solo any credit?
Wasn't good.
I'm not saying he's a good top, but he's at least.
You are so forgiving of not good players. I don't know how you do it.
He's at. What do you mean? I've never defended Solo
have.
The way people.
No, you do with every player.
No,
you do.
People have dick sucked Solo. I've never done that, but I'm saying he at least is decent with what he does, and he's like good around the map and good for his team, like a Band-Aid. And you've never given him that credit.
You get so much better than that. There's so much better players you could get over that. What are you talking about?
But I'm saying for like, you know, teams that are like in desperate need for top and then they sub him in, he does his job and you never give him at least a credit there.
He's never impressive. He's never impressive.
You know why you hate yeah, okay. You know why? I bet you Solo.
Okay. This guy's bullshitting.
Solo.
Fuck off.
I bet you Solo inted MSK's promos games. And that's why he hates him so much.
This guy Sean will literally bat for players who are clearly playing like shit right in front of him. He's like, no, it's other players.
Okay, I say he's good. Oh, so he's not been.
No, not just with Solo. That's with everybody. This place, he's that fucking Unicorns of Love mid laner who was clearly running it down. He was like, he's not that bad. He's literally dying. He's running it down.
What do you mean?
Literally running it down in front of us.
What do you mean? They made it out of groups.
It's because you talk like him. That's probably why you like him.
They made it out of groups, and what do you mean? The team made it top 6 in the EU Regional League.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah,
they did, and they took Pabu's team in the EU Regional League to 5 games.
My lord, Jesus Christ! All right, so 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid. This is pretty much the new age rivalry of the LCS because I feel like we've had 2 big rivalries in the LCS. I never counted CLG and TSM as a rivalry. I always just thought TSM was better. That's my own personal opinion. I mean, if you want to count CLG TSM, that's cool. We've had CLG versus TSM. Cloud9 versus TSM, and we now have 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid. C9 versus TSM, I think, have gotten the raw end of the stick from the LCS broadcast, particularly due to the fact that they don't really promote it as much, which kind of sucks. So I thought the C9 TSM rivalry was pretty big for the LCS, but now it's 100 Thieves versus Team Liquid. So the first few games of the series is pretty much 100 Thieves and Team Liquid pretty much going like, okay, 100 Thieves, you are pretty much way better. 100 Thieves, I don't know why people keep sleeping on their team. I think they are one of the best teams in the LCS currently right now. You know, I think they are. And I think people were doubting them for weird reasons, which I don't really know if they're
you know
actually
why they keep
sufficient.
doubting them and keep like overlooking them is because it's because they kind of like their players and their team growth did kind of hit a ceiling, but still the ceiling they hit. As long as if there's not like a team like an EG like last split that hits a ceiling like that, then they're still best in the league with the ceiling they hit.
Yeah, because people always mention that ceiling that they have, but that ceiling won the LCS. So if they hit that ceiling, they're going to be a really insanely strong team.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, definitely. I'll be surprised if they don't look at Busio subbing out Hui, like selling Hui next year.
That's the thing is, I would not want to be the GM for 100 Thieves after Worlds ends for them this year. It's like that's going to be a crazy offseason.
Yeah, like because they have tenacity. Again, they had so much stuff. They had this. They sold Kemby, and then they have Will, a 17-year-old jungler who's been doing great in academy.
You know what's crazy, dude? For the offs, before you get into talking about the games, if 100 Thieves don't make any roster changes, I wouldn't be surprised. It's like, why would you do a roster change if there's no reason to? I know
there is a reason. Like,
is there a reason if you're already doing this?
Yeah,
well?
I mean, again, tenacity. I do think they'll sell to another team. I don't see him subbing out Someday. Probably played like honestly, Someday should honestly like win MVP, maybe over Inspired.
Yeah. Closer Someday, definitely MVP candidates.
Closers, yeah, and then Abadage.
Would you really realistically want to get rid of FBI? It's like, no.
Yeah, no, even though FBI struggled a bit, I wouldn't get rid of him still.
Abadage has like a few bad weeks in the split, turns it on. It's like the best.
Yeah, again, maybe if they had somebody, maybe if they had somebody like Luke or Kaori still in their academy team, then yes, but otherwise, no, because they have fucking shitty BMFX. But
and then you have who people would probably point to as a weak link, but if he works so well with the team, it's like, why get rid of him? That doesn't make any sense, though. You could get someone better. You could get someone better, but getting someone better would mean less team cohesion. They might not play as well together.
Yes, that is true, but still, I would probably sell him and put in Busio with how Busio's been playing in the academy for them in the academy circuit at 18 in such a short period of time. Like he literally carried a rookie jungler and a shitty mid and ADC with tenacity. Yeah, tenacity they'll sell to another team next year, definitely.
So this was honestly a really hype series. I know there's content creators out there, guys, telling you guys these series aren't hype. I can't speak for anybody else, okay? I can only speak for myself. These series have been incredibly hype for me. I've been having a blast watching this shit. I mean, I have a blast watching any games, honestly, but this series is great. To see Team Liquid almost reverse sweep in the same way 100 Thieves did it, that's so hype. Okay,
so I didn't get enough sleep today. So
of course you don't, you fucking bastard.
No, so for some reason I thought that Game 4 was Game 5, so then I went to sleep, and then I woke up and I'm like, oh, it's still 1-0. They're winning this shit. Wait, what?
Like, the Team Liquid that you see in Games 3 and 4, that's the Team Liquid people have wanted to see in the league. Team Liquid have never really shown they've been that team. You watch these Games 3 and 4 in this best of 5, you're sitting there going like, wait,
that's the Team Liquid people thought we would see, yeah.
If you get this Team Liquid against COG, they're fucking finished. There's nothing they can do. But you don't get this TL almost ever. They haven't played this good. They've only played this good like maybe a few games all year. They've been pretty hit or miss.
Let's watch this force. Hell yeah. Good force, guys.
They were already losing this game. They had to force. There was nothing they could do. I mean, they're already so far behind in this game. It's like, you got to try something.
Yeah, but
there's nothing you can do. You
yes, but I feel like they could have went for a bit better of a game.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're too far down in gold. They don't have the damage of the items.
How do you pronounce your name, Han? What? How do you pronounce that name in chat?
Hyun Lee.
Hyun Lee. Okay, but yeah, I mean, yeah, tenacity has been really. Yeah, he has, but
they're not gonna play him.
He'll definitely get an. He should definitely get an LCS next year.
So
I mean. I'm sure he's been really patient with the war as well. You know, he's from Ukraine, so
with Team Liquid, I don't know how Beerson pulls out Zillion and wins with it. I don't know what teams be doing. They pulling out Zillion into the LCS and winning. This shit's all fucked up. But
I'm sorry, Liquid, just Zillion. I would just perma-ban every game against Beerson.
There are people out there that have criticized LCS teams for picking Seraphine. I don't mind it. People have wanted LCS teams to pick different shit for a long time. They pick different shit. They still complain. I just don't get it. What fence are you on? Do you want the LCS teams to pick different shit and be more flexible, or do you want them to play the same shit and play standard.
They don't want LCS to have any character. No, just EU and Korea and China.
I don't mind people playing Seraphine. People always say LCS teams are not flexible. They don't try different comps. They're always stuck in their ways. They try different comps out. People still
and that is complete I don't get it. Bullshit. It's like, okay, you don't want to know who was you want to know who was a G2 with their drafts and creativity and everything before G2 was a thing and when they were doing super well. You want to know who? I'll give you a guess. I'll give you a hint. It was an NA team.
So there's also
Cloud9. Fuck you.
There's
bitches.
also set that Bwipo picked in this game. Bwipo played amazing games 3 and 4. People said he had a bad series overall. Yeah, he had a bad series overall, but in the games they won, they pretty much won because of him. So the team isn't necessarily just living and dying by Hansama. They're also living and dying by based off how Bwipo does in the top lane as well. And
either he ints or he does. I mean, it's not like you can do really bad on set, though. Let's be real, but whatever.
But especially set against Orin, that's a pretty big counter there to Orin. That's
but
death. And I wish teams would
I still don't think Bwipo's been that good. But
I don't mind if teams pull out Urgot. I always think, why isn't Urgot or Gnar picked more? They're still pretty strong champions. If you get ahead of Urgot in some of these LCS games, you're gonna instantly win. You can't side lane against him. You can't outduel him. He's gonna get an easy pick off in a team fight. I think they should pick Urgot more. Actually, I'm not even kidding. They should pick Urgot more.
I really don't understand why teams don't pick Set more, but whatever.
Yeah, Set and Urgot are great. Set, Urgot, Gnar, they're still great top lane champions. Oh, but you know what teams want to do, guys? They want to pick Renekton. Bwipo is like, what's that meme of fucking Drake? He's all these top lane options like Gnar, Set, and fucking Urgot. But nah, I need my Renekton. It's what?
I'm really surprised who he doesn't pick like Set or Zig support again more often.
Well, remember, Set used to be his thing. He used to be the Set support guy. I don't know what happened with that.
Zig support, I can't believe more teams didn't try to make it work. Or remember when teams were like having Senna as like sole ADC, and then teams would sometimes like instead of another support champ or another ADC, they would do like a champ like Rumble as support. Like, I wish they would try that again. That was actually working well, but they didn't stop.
Now, Game 5 this is probably one of the most hyped up Game 5s I have watched in a very long time. Now, Reaper has always gotten criticized for his weird, crazy drafts in Game 5. Because he picks Senna, Seraphine, Sylas,
no, not in Game 5. Not in Game 5, MSK, in the finals of LCS.
We'll be playoffs. We'll say it's playoffs in general. He's always been criticized for his kind of weird picks in playoffs whenever he's in high-pressure playoff situations.
And I don't blame him. Sometimes it works, but he goes too far with it. It's like he thinks he's in a movie.
In this game, Hansama and Core JJ, they do very well against FBI and Huhi in lane. They get first blood. They get a few kills. You're thinking like, okay, this is TL going to Worlds, actually. Closer completely puts the team on his back with the Lee Sin pick they gave him. Closer's always been a good Lee Sin. Even last year when TL lost the championship to them, Closer played Lee Sin every single game and he beat that shit out of them. So they're like, in a Game 5, would he pick Lee Sin? Lee Sin's not meta. The only meta champions right now are Viego, fucking Wukong.
He really isn't meta, but he's just that good with it. Like we saw it when 100 Thieves won the title. That was the same deal. He really wasn't that meta at that exact time, but he still picked it in like Game 3 and just fucking dick stomped Team Liquid.
Now, right here for this game, they actually Closer steals the Dragon. Santorin had a really bad series overall. Then, okay, the way Closer is getting into them right here, or I think it's this fight right here. So right here, Someday gets kind of chunked out. You have Bwipo going in. Good job, Bwipo. Bwipo playing Renekton for some fucking reason. I love how the TL draft was like, okay, we're going to win with Urgot and Set. But you know what's going to win us Game 5? Renekton. Even though Bwipo played Renekton early on in the series and lost with it anyway. Okay.
That was actually like incredible. But also, what do you think about like Senna and Seraphine, like that bot lane, but reversed like they did in this game? Do you think it's better or worse? Because it didn't look that well.
It obviously depends on who's piloting it. Like,
I guess they thought like, oh well, it's FBI, so let's give him the more ADC champ, maybe.
So my thing with this fight right here is you have Hansama using his ult way too early. He got cleansed on. Then Closer goes in for the flash kick. He actually gets Hansama and they kill him. Remember, Hansama's all their damage in this game. That's it. If you kill him, you're gonna do very fine. Sylas can just wreak havoc.
Closer is just like insane. Get this game, Jesus.
Abadage gets a quadra kill later on in this game. He's just out here just popping off. Oh, but Abadage, the guy that's actually shitting on Bjergsen, who was fucking second place all-pro team. No, Abadage, you can't.
Absolute bullshit. Again, I would still give it to contracts, but God, he also was in the run for most improved. Like, with how he played in fucking spring this year, like, yeah.
Remember, guys, the player that's on the all-pro second team got beaten by the guy who's not even on the all-pro team. A player, by the LCS's standards, by how you vote for him, is the second best mid laner in the league. The second best mid laner in the league was beaten by someone not even on top 3.
Yeah, remember what Fudge said. I don't care because the voters are fucking idiots. Yep. Facts.
So that's pretty much the series. Closer gets his Lee Sin pick. They get the win. This was so hyped watching this game 5. Oh my god, the tension was there.
Okay, a lot of people.
You can't sit here and tell me with a straight face this was not hyped to watch. You're fucking cappy.
Now listen, I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "This is draft diff," and I mean, like, you can maybe say because Viego
but weren't they winning early game? Is that really draft diff?
Yeah, I mean, look, Viego isn't that good anymore, but it's still Viego. As long as you're a good player, you're gonna pop off on it. Like MF, Leona, I mean that they're a bit not too meta right now, and Renekton and Azir, they can get shit on or not do much if they don't get ahead. But and then the other, like, you could say it is a bit of like a draft diff, but outside of the Lee Sin pick, but then Closer just stomped on it because it's Closer Lee Sin. But at the end, I still think. I mean, what do you think if?
I don't think it's draft diff only for the sole reason that TL opted into an early game draft with MF and Leona to get ahead, which happened. This is not a draft diff. They just played out the early game bad.
Yeah, but do you think it was something a bit different? They would have sustained that.
Look at it this way: if they have an early game comp, which is supposed to be what they got exactly what they wanted, an early game advantage through their MF Leona. Why are they not pushing turrets? Why are they constantly forcing drags? They're constantly forcing drags.
Yeah, that is true. The decision making was bad. Yeah, you can't say it was draft.
It wasn't really necessarily draft because they got what they wanted out of the draft. I don't know why they picked Renekton. I don't think that was fucking stupid. Like, if you're gonna play MF Leona, why not play Urgot again? Unless they banned Urgot, then I forgot, then sure. But it's the same thing T1 did earlier that we talked about. It's like, okay, you're opting in for an early game draft. You're getting the early game advantage. Why are you not pushing it more effectively? It's like that they got the early game advantage. We're kind of surprised they got it, or they didn't think they would actually get it.
Also, is Syndra? So I don't know how that fucking happened. Jesus Christ!
He stole a bear, and I was like, okay, I hope they don't get reversed. They don't lose this game. Actually,
I mean, is Syndra in the meta right now?
No. It's because there are certain nerfs to certain items that she uses. And certain nerfs to her abilities, actually.
Okay, because I was going to say, if she was, I would say maybe Bjergsen picks that over Azir, but...
also, Bjergsen played really bad on Azir. Bjergsen's not been that good. I don't know what people smoke when talking about this guy. They're fucking is cock in their mouth or something.
Yeah, like, just the last fucking 3 seasons, this guy has been so underwhelming. He has to play champs like fucking Maokai, or whatever that champ's called, like mid. Like, that's how bad it's been.
All right, so let's go to the next BO5, which would be Cloud9 versus EG. That was actually an upset win. People figured. Now, factor this in. It made sense to pick EG. It just did, right? Made sense. Cloud9 had been playing very bad in the summer split. Kind of had some good moments there, but pretty much had been playing bad, actually. EG looked pretty good throughout most of the summer split. Now, this is the thing that I've told people about teams having the bye. Sometimes having the bye is not super beneficial. There's this term that they use in like wrestling or UFC fighting called ring rust. If you don't actually play on the stage for a little bit, you get kind of rusty in terms of like how you do certain things. Now, like I told people, Cloud9 are giving me the same vibes, and they remind me of how G2 was last in spring split. Shaky kind of spring split-ish. First best of 5 doesn't look that clean from them. They get out all their kinks. They get out all their problems. Next best of 5 looks very clean from them. Very dominant to a certain extent. Is that the same thing we're looking at right now? Because Cloud9 are going to face 100 Thieves. Is Cloud9? I think Cloud9 are going to be 100 Thieves now.
Fudge jokingly said they'll get stomped. They have no chance.
So
He even trashed on Jensen saying, yeah, this guy's not even top 5.
Cloud9.
So fuck you. If you go see that Spider-Man film in theaters, you're fucking dumb. But anyway.
Oh, Lord. This man just insulting everybody tonight. He's like, you
fuck.
know what? I love people with decisions. Insults them for making the decision with their own money.
Yeah,
you
so
fucking hack.
Again, this was obvious. Yeah, they were the underdogs. It was not, the chances were not in their favor, the odds. But we did say though that they did
actually say if you play through, if Berserker and Sven get a lead against Danny and Vulcan because Danny and Vulcan don't have a good laning phase and their actual trading has been bad. Their laning dominance has been pretty much very hit or miss. And also we said if Inspired is not overperforming for them, there's a good chance Cloud9 could win.
Yeah,
there's a chance.
We said those two things, but also that again they need the draft mid to late game because, and they need to just not force fights. They need to just snowball in lane, not force fights at late Drake. Do what they did here, just get leads in the lane and snowball from there, not force fights at like Baron or Dragon, because that's how EG always gets ahead. Teams, it's like they're even, and then a team tries to force a fight against them, and then they just get aced in like a Danny pentakill. So let's don't do that. And then also we did say Jojo Pion again, guys. He's fucking overrated this shit, and he's not been playing meta champs very well right now. They can take advantage of that.
Also, Another thing I made sure I brought up last week when we were talking about Cloud9 is as you guys know, I love Impact. I think he's a fantastic player, super clutch in playoffs, all that stuff, right?
He's not been playing that well, especially
in particular.
lane.
He's been not even like, I don't even know where to rank him. If we did top line rankings, I would just consider there'd be like 10, right? And there'd be an Impact's rank, which would be like irrelevant. No, guys, not even kidding. He's literally been almost irrelevant for them. I don't know what happened to him in the split. Like last year, or even last split, I was like, he could be almost an MVP candidate almost last split for them, or the split before that. But no, Impact's been a liability for them.
And also, and Danny and Volk, again, even though Berserker and Sven weren't very good in lane, that Danny and Vulcan weren't either.
And we also pointed out there's a good chance Cloud9 can win if Blabber doesn't necessarily in the early game and they play it slow and they play out their early game advantage, not chaotic. If Cloud9 plays out the early game, not chaotic, they'll do very well.
Yeah, like again, even though EG were the favorites going into this, there were so many reasons that Cloud9 could have won this. It's just, it was unlikely though, and because Cloud9 is usually inconsistent, they don't have the consistency. But we did say it was very well a possibility when like everyone was writing them off for some reason. Just like Rogue and LEC, which we'll talk about. They said every analysis and fan in LEC.
I got mine right. I know for sure I got mine right.
Yeah, it's like I guess they didn't count me and MSK because we predicted Rogue, baby.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna predict. I gave reasons why Mad Lions probably should win, but I was like, nah, just going for Rogue. Now with this series in particular, remember, I know people blamed Inspired. I think Inspired played the best for them, honestly. They don't like live and die by Inspired. He's just the biggest proponent of how their team plays well, actually. I think when you look at how bad EG have been in terms of their bot lane, they definitely can get exploited in their bot lane. It's very possible. Now, when you look at the fact that Cloud9's bot lane is better than theirs, not even just by player-wise, their bot lane is more cohesive and can actually win laning phase. The Cloud9's bot lane has won laning phases throughout the summer split consistently, right? Jensen has been not too good in the summer split, but he's been very good in the playoffs so far. Blabber definitely has been kind of ramping up in playoffs a little bit, but he's still kind of worse than Inspired. But that if he doesn't int too hard into Inspired, they'll definitely play very well. Fudge has been better than Impact for pretty much most of the split, actually. And this playoff series, he completely dominated Impact. It was pretty much just top diff most of the series, actually. So I was really proud of Cloud9, and you could tell the EG bot lane had a really bad day. I don't think this is EG's true form. I think they're much better than this. It was definitely EG underperforming, but Cloud9 also performed very, very well. Like, I can't take it away from them. Cloud9 played great. There were some close calls in game 2. There were some close moments in the series. I mean, I'll give EG that. There were some close moments in the series as well. But overall, Cloud9 were just the much better team. Game 3 was also kind of close, but EG's known for how good they team fight. So they had a good team fight, and they kind of won game 3. But everything else, it was all Cloud9 throughout this best of 5. And now we are going to end up predicting who will make the LCS 2022 Summer Split Finals. Because, guys, remember, you need to remember this, is Cloud9 and 100 Thieves now are guaranteed finishing top 2. So it says right here they're supposed to play Saturday, right? They're supposed to play on Saturday, by what this says, because this is September 3rd right here. But this is this is all kind of weirdly fucked up, but we're supposed to be getting more than just these games this week. We're supposed to be. Let me go on the actual LOL Esports website, and let's get this done for a little bit. All right, so EG versus Cloud9. Definitely, it's fun to watch. They're playing the Proving Ground finals right now. I'll let Sean suck off some of these guys.
Cloud9 lost the team. Like, oh, damn it.
Good.
Oh, who's winning? Let's go back to that.
Yeah, I watched this guy fucking suck off everybody. Oh my god.
Yeah, what? I hope Neo and Gamzu win.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm trying to see. Oh, okay. So Leaguepedia has this kind of messed up. Here's what the actual bracket looks like. So we have Team Liquid versus COG. I said 3-1 Team Liquid, 3-0 EG. I'm going that balls to the wall. 3-0 EG. 100 Thieves versus Cloud9. The winner of this goes to the LCS 2022 Summer Split Finals, and both teams cannot finish anything lower than top 3. That is great for Cloud9. Massive bounce back from spring. So proud of the boys.
I'll be completely honest, so I don't care for again, regional really doesn't matter that much as long as team makes worlds. That's all that matters the most. So yeah, they could lose the next 2 series, and I'll be perfectly fine. I don't really care.
This guy's fucking capping. He's gonna rage at them.
No, anything from here is just a bonus. I don't care. They made worlds. It's fine. As long as well, hold on. As long as they don't get dick stomped in their losses, or if they are in finals, game 5, and then Jensen pulls a fucking echo again. As long as one of those 2 things don't happen.
I think it doesn't really matter who the 3rd seed is. I think these teams right now are the best teams in the LCS. Now, for this series, what would you guys really want? Would you want Cloud9 to lose this series, then come back in the other match and another match and win, or would you just have them win straight out? I think they're just going to win straight out. I think it's going to be a 3-2. I think it's going to be a really close series, but I think C9, to me right now, look like how G2 looked last split. They just keep ramping up and ramping up. It keeps looking better and better for them. Berserker is the best ADC in the league right now from all the games.
Don't know. I don't know if they're going to win the split. I think it could be a possibility where that break will actually do damage to them. But I do think they'll win this series. I'm going to say 3-2 as long as they ban the fucking Seraphine. But I do think like EG or 100 Thieves or something will come back and win. But I would love it if they Cloud9 won, but
Cloud9 winning 3-2. It's going to be a back and forth slobber knocker. All the hype is here. Whew, I can't wait. Oh, we have to do another prediction. You know what another one is? Whoever wins out of this goes into the final game on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think it'll be TL versus EG. So that would be like because whoever wins this is the 3rd seed. I think. Pretty sure.
I want EG or CLG to make it, but
yeah, that's true. Whoever wins,
I mean, do you think EG is struggling with the meta picks right now? Is that it?
No, I think. Fuck.
Because that's what Inspired basically said in that interview. It was like flaming his team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's European. They just do that.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus fuck. Like there was this moment on us.
I don't want TL to be our 3rd team, dude. They're not good. They're bad.
Yeah, again, as I said in the beginning of the split, they should not. But again, this is what happens every year, though. Even though TL is shit and they should not get in over teams like EG or even CLG, the other teams will fuck up, and then Bjergsen and just their veterans playing passive will win the games, and then they'll squeak in. But hopefully EG makes it. I'm gonna go.
I'll say EG because remember, guys, whoever wins this match right here is going to be our 3rd place team.
Yeah, I'll go EG 3-2. I think they'll take them to the limit. They're to the limit though. chokes and stuff.
TL is so they're not good. Like
I will say though, God, there has been so many. Why have there so many 5-game series? This split?
I love it. Hey, that's more. That's more games.
And, like literally in every league, it's like all 5-game series so far. It's been amazing.
Like I'm not a guy that trusts Bjergsen internationally. I'm not one of those cocksuckers that like, oh, Bjergsen's not doing well internationally for like almost any worlds ever.
Jensen is the best LCS mid of all time, not Bjergsen. Go fuck yourself.
Like Bjergsen's had some good world performances. I'm not taking that away from him, but I mean, do you want Bjergsen going to Worlds and going 0-6 again? I'm good.
Yeah, hell no.
What? K4? No! K4, no!
Hey, he's playing it smart. That's what happens, though. The other teams choke and they squeak in. He's smart.
EG beat them last time in the playoffs and they didn't choke.
Yes, but still, this is what happens every time with Team Liquid.
You can't use that as a narrative when EG beat them in the playoffs already. I could see if they didn't do it.
To be fair, that was like some crazy Danny shit.
No, but the other games were pretty one-sided.
Yeah, but that was a different meta with like Jinx and stuff like that.
But the point
Inspired said they're struggling with this meta.
But the point here, I don't know. I mean, if you guys want TL to win, that's great, but I don't want TL going to Worlds.
I love that JDG Hope play on Zeri in Game 4. Did you see that, by the way?
I gotta watch that series between TES and JDG.
It was about to just like Knight was one shot away from Deb, but then he accidentally jumped across the wall to the other side of the map on Zeri by accident when he was dashing around to him.
You guys really think in the chat TL's gonna get it together? You guys have more faith in TL than we do.
Well, again, this is what happens with NA teams, and then TL just plays passive with their veterans, and then EG could be broken. It's just, that's another thing. But also, did you love that joke Raz made at the start of the stream? They had to shoot Jensen away from the network room. That's why there was a delay.
Oh, hi, and a enjoyer. If you're new here, then please subscribe. Anyone who's new here, make sure you guys like the stream. We have this is the highest amount of people we've ever had watching one of these shows sometimes. 18 people watching. Like the stream. If you guys like this stuff, smash the like button.
Well,
TSM third. Oh, fuck no.
Well, anything that can happen. Honestly, I think TSM actually has a better chance than CLG.
Oh yeah, K4, you're right. TSM have better chances of going to Worlds than Team Vitality.
And that is true as well.
That is factual. That is definitely
hell yeah,
factual.
They're better than Perks, Alfari, hell yeah. But I mean, look, if EG is broken, they could do it if the EG is that broken and playing that poorly. So yeah, I have seen NA Enjoyer in the chat
nice
before.
to have nice to have you here, man. I know you've been. That's a long time ago. I
have seen him in the chat before, I believe. Thank you, man. Enjoyer,
no problem, dude. You think TSM is really gonna make the third seed, dude? I don't know, man.
Well, if EG is broken, then TSM can take advantage.
Okay, but that's the contingent on them not fixing their issues, though. Do people really think with their coaching staff and the players that EG have, they're not going to fix their issues?
I'm just saying TSM has a chance, just for the same reason.
No. People are saying Team Liquid, right? I'll ask you this: would you rather bet EG would fix their issues, or would you rather bet that TL are going to fix their issues? That's what you're really betting on.
I don't
know.
It depends. I actually think. I don't think either. I don't think really either will fix many of their issues. Like I think it'll just. I don't know. That's confusing actually, because fuck.
Right. Because that's all. Because if most people are saying EG and TL are going to go, that means you're banking on. Are you betting on T? What's the team you're going to bet on more to fix their issues?
Because you're saying EG has more issues to fix right now. MSK.
Do they?
Yes, I do think so. But if they looked how they did against Cloud9, but here's the thing as well: Team Liquid has their issues though. Have been like issues throughout the whole season, and they failed to fix them, and it still looks like they're not fixing them because it looks like they've literally given up on fixing them. They just keep giving Blippo like Olaf and shit. It's like they've just given up.
God, I have to say, EG guys.
I feel like he's been at the start of this.
Okay,
at the start of the split, he was doing really well, but then in the second half, it's been pretty meh.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is if EG get a lead, we know EG closes out. If TL gets the lead, they lose it. And you're like, what?
Yeah, TL was thrown 5K leads, but
that's true.
Again, I'm not saying that TSM has the. I'm saying I know the odds are TSM will not make Worlds. Obviously, I'm just saying like if EG doesn't fix their issues and they take advantage, and then either TL, they don't fix their issues as well and play passive, or they get upset by CLG, then I mean TSM, they have a chance. Never say never. I mean, and then that will finally make the 7th and 8th seeds in the LCS playoffs worth something.
TSM get third. Warren, we will never hear the end of this.
God, imagine a 7th seed making worlds in
well, they
the
won't be 7th technically. They'll be a 3rd seed.
Yes, but still, that would actually make the 7th and 8th seeds worth something now. Not just useless like last year.
Well, yeah, because like most people argue that the LCS playoff system is weird, and I said, well, it's not really weird to have an extra few teams because those teams don't really do anything. This is like the only anomaly that we're having here. It's like rarely do the 8th and 7th seeds do anything.
No, it's actually good. It's our equivalent of, again, because you had the championship points in the past. Either a team does like.
Mm-hmm.
Either a team just blows up late into the season and does super well, but then they don't have a chance of making playoffs in summer or having enough champion points. That's what it's for. Or a team that did super well in spring, but then kind of fallen off in summer, but then they have that safety net and then they can turn it around like Hanwha, like with Chovy.
Okay,
remember
guys,
that? And then they made Worlds. It's like our version of that.
I'll ask you guys in the chat. EGTL 3rd place match or CLG versus TSM 3rd place match? Now, the reason why I want a CLG versus TSM 3rd place match for Worlds is because Reginald said he would sell his house if he's worse than CLG. So if he loses to TSM loses to CLG, whoo, that's going to be fucking crazy.
Well, I definitely want CLG to win against TL either way, but I don't see it.
I don't see it. But imagine if CLG knocks out TSM and Reginald sees that. Oh, that would be chef's kiss. But guys, I truly think EG's our 3rd seed. I don't have faith in TL like that anymore. I was already off CLG from them going to 5 games of Golden Guardians. TSM really kind of very close series against FlyQuest. FlyQuest maybe should have had it. Give or take who you had. It is what it is. I'm saying EG's our 3rd team. No matter how this plays out, I think EG is our 3rd team. Now, if CLG and TSM upset these guys, and that's the 3rd place match, that's cool too. It's always good to have that happen too, but I just don't think they're that good, honestly. I mean, CLG, I have more faith in TSM. Like, if we do have a CLG versus TSM 3rd place match, I think CLG just beats them, honestly. But yeah, that's it for that. All right, guys, it's gonna be a close one because after this week, we're gonna be in.
I mean, and enjoy. It wasn't like 3 years in 9th seed. They made playoffs in a couple of those years and had a good.
They made 1 playoffs.
No, and they looked good like some years, like when they had Wiggly at some point. It's like
they won split.
No, but then they also made playoffs when they had Pobelter once before as like I believe at least or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember he said everything.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, let's go to the LEC 2022 Summer Split Playoffs. So let's just knock this out super quickly, okay? Oh, there's no LEC podcast this week. I got too busy. Next week, for sure, we're going to have a show on Tuesday dedicated to the LEC. We'll talk about the LCK. So right now, we did the LCK,
and we'll do
LCS.
and we'll do our old pro teams and MVP and stuff then.
So, LCK, LCS, LEC. Now, if you're watching, all LEC focused, okay? So, let's just get this out of the way. All G2 are going to beat Misfits. I'm pretty sure no one was like, Misfits are going to beat G2. It's like, come on.
I mean, we do. They'd probably get like a game or something, but yeah, they were beating them. I mean, that was
predicted,
obvious.
I said 3-1. Exactly how I thought. I predicted this series. 3-2 for Mad Lions. This series, I said 3-2 Excel. This game. Fuck. First things first. G2 versus Misfits. Basically, G2 gave Misfits everything that Misfits was good at, and G2 just beat them at it. Now, there were moments in these games where Misfits had a chance to beat G2. That is true. But at no point in this best of 5 did I ever think like G2 were really in any danger of losing to them. Just being honest here, you know? Like, I know people are also saying G2 is now the favorite to win the split. Remember, guys, G2 faced Misfits. Misfits are not that good. Misfits are just not good, okay?
So they'll definitely get a bye in playoffs now, but I mean, but Matt could come back. I mean, I will say this is just hilarious. They literally won 0 best of 5s and they make Worlds, and they didn't make playoffs last split. No, I'll defend it. I'm sorry, but if this was NA, they would meme them for years about this is dog shit. I will defend them on one thing though. All right, about this, they didn't. Again, with the Russians, they made this bracket for summer. They're still idiots. They still should have changed it up before summer started. After that thing was announced, but still, the Russia stuff happened after they made the bracket for summer, and this was supposed to be a thing with only having 3 seeds, world seeds. And in that context, if there are only 3 seeds, then Mad wouldn't be locked in. They would have to win 1 best of 5 right here. They'd be locked in over Misfits or Fnatic. So in that context, it makes sense. But then they were given the 4th seed because of LCL, not going out for obvious reasons. So it kind of fucked up their thing. So that's why Mad was like locked in. But still, they should have fucking changed it up when that was in. They should have had like a smoke gauntlet or something. But yeah, that is hilarious.
So right now, your world's teams for the LEC are G2, Rogue, and Mad Lions.
Yeah.
Did we? I mean, I predicted all 3 of those teams. My predictions are on point.
Yeah, I did. G2 3-1. Rogue.
Now the thing
3-2.
you said Misfits. There's a good chance Misfits. If Misfits, okay, guys, in this match right here, if Misfits beat them, they're the 4th seed. That's it.
Yeah,
Whoever
and then
wins
I said
this is the 4th seed.
Fnatic. I said Fnatic 3-2, I believe, against XL, and then now here's the again. With how they've been playing, Misfits should actually just stomp Fnatic and make worlds.
That's actually true.
But again, with them overachieving them on paper, they could falter any time. And with the names and players Fnatic has, I mean, they could pull what they did against XL.
They should have never beaten XL. Let's be completely honest. They should have never beaten XL.
And it was literally because of Zero, so upset and just
also because XL players are blind and throwing ultimates just randomly.
That too, but
remember
again,
Mark who said, "Let's go take the Elder," and Mickey X was like, "No, let's go bot and let's go mid with the wave." What the fuck? They had all the Drakes.
Fuck you. I'm glad I've been vindicated now with XL and Mickey X. Fuck you back.
Fuck you, bitch.
So, but yeah, that Misfit should actually like stomp them 3-0. But I'm just saying, if they fuck up in the same way XL did, like Zanzara inting his ass off, which could happen with the players on paper, then I mean, yeah. But yeah, Misfit should win. But yeah, so I'm brave I got all the series right exactly. But again, all the fucking analysts. Well, no, the broadcasters said I didn't look at the predictions, but they said literally every broadcaster, every streamer, every analysis, and the majority of the fans at home all predicted Mad to win the Rogue series. It's like, hey, I guess they weren't counting us because we predicted them.
I mean, okay, before we get to that series, it makes sense because Mad has always beaten them in the playoffs. Yeah, Rogue had never actually beat them in the playoffs, and I'll go to that series in a bit. So G2 versus Misfits. I mean, I know people have been overvalued. I think G2 played great in those series. I think they played fine overall. They played good enough. But they played against Misfits. And Misfits are just not a good BO5 team this year. They're just not. So G2 making it is fine. Fnatic versus XL. I predicted XL. I said XL are the better team. They showed that for 3 games. And I was like, okay, I'm just a god at this point. Then XL are like, well, let's just throw away our chances of going to Worlds. And you think to yourself, what the fuck? Like, I don't understand how XL, maybe you could say this, pressure got to XL. If they should have just taken this game as a normal BO1, factor in, they should have had a team talk like, okay, guys, we're the one who's winning. We don't have to make any stupid mistakes. We're better than them right now. XL's game, and their early game in particular, was way better than Fnatic in these first 3 games. Fnatic got to the next round so luck. That is just, if that's not luck, I don't know what is.
Yes.
Tell me that's not luck.
Yes, but I said it would happen though, probably because it's XL. They're also shit.
I don't think it would happen. Okay, I know you said that, and I was like, he's probably right in some areas. I didn't think it would happen that bad. That's gonna haunt them forever. They were the better team.
If they had Advian instead of Mickey X making those horrible shot calls.
I mean, Advian would have probably went for Marcoon's Elder Dragon call. I mean,
now, then, again, it could happen again against Misfits because on paper, again, it could. I don't think it will, but
I just don't see how a team could do that. This reminded me of that Misfits SKT series, obviously to a way lesser degree. You have a team that easily could be winning. They're the better team. You can see they're the better team. They're playing like the better team, and they still fucking lose. It's like, that because I understand why people predicted for Fnatic. They were obviously, you have the players in the more clutch, high pressure playoff scenarios to get them through the playoffs. I understand it, okay? But XL definitely were the better team. It just sucks that they couldn't pull through when it really mattered. It just sucks, though. I could go over the best of 5 guys, but I'm being honest here. XL just choked it away. We all watched the series. They choked that shit away. If you watch that series and you think Fnatic were the better team, you are on drugs. You are legitimately on crack.
I think they were the better team.
Oh my god, watching that was so bad. Why did they take
I think Humanoid
Elder?
Played amazing.
Why did they take Elder? Elder was so free. They drafted better, early game was better, macro was better, everything was better. How the fuck you throw a series like that is beyond me. How? Fnatic is so lucky. Oh my god. Fuck. All right.
I'll be so soft.
God, if they make Worlds, they're gonna do fuck all. God.
Do you think this is finally the year Hylissane retires or Fnatic gets another
There's a big caveat to that. What if they kick him and he goes and becomes the MVP on some other team? Do you really want that as a possibility?
I don't know. Again, do you think this is the year he might retire or go to another team?
No, definitely not. No.
It's actually crazy looking at his career. He didn't even play on any academy teams or whatnot in EU when he joined LEC. He literally started off just playing on Unicorns of Love for 4 years and then played on Fnatic for 5 years. Jesus Christ, that's his whole career.
So I want to bring up something that the analyst brought up on the LEC broadcast text. Okay, Rogue, next to the head-to-head between them, Matt has the head-to-head over them initially. Now, I've just best of 5. I think it's even between them. Rogue wins all of the regular season games. Mad Lions had just won all of the playoff series against them, right? Now, this series was honestly back and forth. The only actual stomp game was the game that they played Jin and Yumi as a bot lane. I don't know who's playing Jin right now, but I don't know what that draft was from Rogue. They're fucking playing Jin, Yumi. That was pretty fucking bad. The issue here with this series is, honestly, this went the way I expected. I said it was going to be a 3-2 from Rogue. I think they did play good, but Mad Lions also played really well too. Game 5 was super close. I think the drafting for Rogue in Game 5 was really key because they got a lot of their comfort picks, actually. They got a lot of comfort picks in Game 5, and it really benefited them. Comp really showing people he is one of the best ADCs in the LEC right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not debatable, right? I think Trimby comp bot lane is really good. I also think that the Unforgiven and Kaiser bot lane played well. This was just a really fun best of 5 to watch in general, I think the 4th team, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Niski played really well on Mad Lions in this best of 5 when he was on Silas. Overall, just a really interesting series to watch. I mean, there's some bad moments in all these best of 5s that people don't point out. There's always bad moments in these series, always. But the good moments and the hype moments kind of outweigh that too. I think people just only focus on the negative moments, actually, which is really crazy. All right, so let's talk about our predictions because now we're going to have to do this. Guess what, guys? This is what we're going to have to go through. This is the match to determine who is going to be the LEC's 4th seed. Will it be Fnatic or Misfits? Is Misfits clutch enough to take out Fnatic, or with Fnatic's veteran player experience, can they actually take down Misfits right now? I predicted for XL, and rightfully so. They should have really won, honestly. But that's my thing. Is I really don't know how to judge both teams. Misfits played against G2, a team that's way better than them, and they lost. Makes sense, right? Fnatic played a team that they, on paper, should be way better than, and almost got completely destroyed. But XL had also been very hit or miss and 50-50 throughout the split, right? So let's look at it this way. I would probably have to put Fnatic as the 4th seed. I mean, if Misfits win, I think that's great because I don't think Fnatic really deserves to go to World, how bad they've been playing recently. I think Misfits and Fnatic will have a really close BO5. All depends. If you don't really give Fnatic certain champions, they don't look that well. And I definitely think against Vetio, Humanoid will definitely struggle obviously. But
I mean, this is crazy. Do you think Misfits will go to Worlds for one last time, or that upset will finally play at Worlds? This is crazy.
What if his wife sends him nude pics when he's playing on stage?
That's a power spike right there. He'll get 30 kills on Zeri.
Oh shit! I think Fnatic win 3. The series will go either way, 3-1. I think Fnatic will win 3-1.
I'm gonna. Oh my.
I want to predict for Misfits, but they're a bad best of 5 team.
I mean, they put up a good fight against G2. Are you sure?
I mean, in some parts of the games.
Yeah, I mean, they win a game. They
oh, sorry, my
definitely didn't get destroyed. They handled their own. Like maybe they can, like last split, yes, but this split, I mean, again, it just depends on. Do you think Misfits is not a best of 5? Do you think they'll just falter and like go down to what people thought their potential was? And
I think it all basically will come down to who's not going to crumble under pressure, because that's what happened with most of these series right here.
No, it just depends on if Misfits will. It just depends on if Misfits will fall apart and then play as poorly as they look on paper, or not. Just like XL against Fnatic, because Fnatic is still not doing shit outside of upset. They're still playing like shit. Although I mean, Humanoid did have a decent Silas game, I guess, but yeah. Also, actually, Razork has not been too bad. Like I have to give him some credit for that series. He did play pretty good, but still, that's
the thing. If Vetio can carry Misfits, they could win. I don't know.
I mean, all
for once. Okay. Do you think they improved on some like weaknesses in that series? Because it did look like Humanoid, Razork, and all them were playing better.
Razork played good. Wonder is still like,
I don't know. I'm gonna go 3-1 Misfits, but it could go either way. It really could. It literally just depends on which team falls apart. Not which team actually plays well. But fuck. Again, if EU has a fucking 4th seed like this at Worlds, but NA doesn't, with Team Liquid and EG playing in that fucking round. It's like, this is, oh my, whatever. Fuck Riot Games. God damn it. Anyway.
Good God. All right, so we have G2 versus Rogue. The whole G2 and Rogue matchup is always, every time Rogue would face G2 in the regular season, they would choke against them.
Yeah, again, we predicted Rogue to move on mainly because again, they improved, they were able to learn more than just one play style. And again, they just always tend to do better against Mad Lions than Mad Lions does against Rogue. They usually tend to choke, and we just thought that they had enough juice left in them to at least win that and make Worlds. But yeah, Mad was the better team. I do think they should go on like a lower bracket run unless they really take advantage of like Niski and stuff in lane. But yeah, so Rogue against G2 though. I
think G2 make the finals.
I have to. I think honestly,
I want to predict for Rogue. I do, but like,
yeah, I would love to see Oto Omne win finally, but yeah, I don't see it. I think I'm gonna have to actually go 3-0
now.
G2.
I'll bet for Rogue a little bit. I know most people won't do. It is impressive they can do this well in the LEC when you have teams like Team Vitality, Fnatic, and Team Vitality, Fnatic, and G2 spending a lot of money on their roster. That is really impressive, though. And if they keep getting second place, that's great. But you aren't going to be remembered as a great org if you only get second place, guys. Yes, I really enjoy what they've been doing in the LEC. I do. And I think Larson is one of the most underrated mid laners in the West almost ever, given how great he's been playing.
I do think he's like... I'm not saying he isn't great. I'm just saying comparison to like other mid laners, I mean, maybe
think this year he's been top 3 consistently.
Well, maybe he's top 3 now, but that's literally only because Humanoid fell off a cliff. Before Humanoid fell off a cliff, he was like...
I thought he was still top 3, honestly.
No, he was only like number 4 and like even number 5.
Top 4 is still top 4. That's not a bad thing.
Yes, I'm just saying. But anyway, I like, because Niski, Caps, and VTO were better, and before Humanoid fell off a cliff, I did think he was better. So, but he's still great. I mean, he's still top 5, yeah, and he's top 3 this year. I would say maybe, but
I gotta say I think G2 win 3-1. That's what I'll pick. if it's a G2 Fnatic finals, oh god, that would fucking suck. I'd be like, holy shit. G2 would win both titles with a year that is deemed for a rebuilding phase for them. You know how ridiculous? I mean, I would love if they win. Obviously, I'm supporting that, but that'd be great. But holy fucking shit, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, well, I don't know why people say I'm rebuilding. Okay, I'm sorry. You people need to watch the player more often. Broken Blade, let's say what he's doing. I mean, he has improved a lot in summer now, but he shouldn't have gone in first all-pro team. But either way, he's one of the best tops in the league. Yankos is one of the best junglers in the league. Same with Caps. You know, he's always been overrated by people. And Flacket was great. It's just people always underrated him just because he was not on winning teams in Spain or whatnot, the Spain league or whatnot. And Target Moss, like with how he was playing, he literally was going to be like a top 2 support in the league or top 3 at least. Like,
I mean, you're hoping he does that.
He literally carried X-Matty single-handedly to fucking LEC.
All right, so
I mean, I did. That's why me and Warren predicted them first, and that happened.
If whoever wins this match gets to be the 4th seed for EU, one team season is done, but that team has to end up playing on Sunday against Mad Lions, because even though this team right here will qualify for Worlds, you still have to play out the rest of the summer split. So if I think Fnatic beat Misfits 3-1 and is EU's 4th seed, even though they really aren't going to do much at Worlds anyway, I think Mad Lions just beat Fnatic 3-0. It won't even be close, honestly. I think any team that's going to face Mad Lions will get destroyed 3-0, honestly.
I do think, like, I mean, I will say also, they've got to mention, they haven't announced MVP in NA yet, but it's probably going to be Inspired, if I had to guess that, or someday, but most likely Inspired. Tukuli also kind of fell off in the conversation. But, Niski won MVP, and it is very debatable. Like, because, again, we said that argument about just, like, the same thing with Reckless, just for, like, what do you call it, for, like, for narratives, and because, again, this wasn't, like, a world beater, and honestly, he mostly just played well on Talia, the split, and it was mainly because just Reeker was so bad. Just them putting in, then just grabbing a great mid laner and putting him in.
I look at it like this. I think, yes, he is an individual upgrade over Reeker, but given how he's actually played on the team, I think it's not just the difference between him and Reeker, it's the impact he's actually had on the team itself.
Well, yes, but anyway, but I'm just saying, it is very well.
I mean, over another guy, he's going to look better, but I think that is negligible. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's very debatable, though. Like, honestly, there's a good debate you can make that Unforgiven was the better player and he should have won MVP. Like, it's a very debatable thing of him winning MVP. Like, it could have mainly just been narrative.
It's fine. I think
narrative, just Raker was that bad that he looked like he was that valuable to his team.
Too much on narrative. It doesn't matter by that point.
Yeah, but either way, though. Yes, but I'm just saying, either way, whatever debate you want to say, I am actually really happy for. Let's just go through Niski's career, shall we? All right, this guy was always underappreciated on every fucking team he went to. And people just calling him like a Zoe one trick, even though he literally went on like Splice and like Envious, and like saved them from like fucking relegation and stuff. Then goes to Cloud9, does great, but nobody's still giving him fucking credit. They give Svenskeren all the credit. And then next year he has that super deep, should have won MVP, gives it to Blabber again. Again, just the junglers always getting the credit. And same thing with years before. Then fucking goes to wins the split there, but and then goes to EU next year on Fnatic, is like their best player, but he's still not getting the credit. He's playing excellent, but they're still, fans are like, no, he's not playing good, and they're giving Bwippo, who just role swapped to jungler, the credit. No, not Niski doing that for him. No, Bwippo again, the 3rd jungler role in a row, they're giving credit over Niski. And a role swapped one from fucking top lane. And then he's left without a fucking team in spring. But now he goes to Mad Lions. He finally gets the fucking credit he deserves. It goes to Worlds and gets MVP. So whatever debate you want to make for the MVP, I mean, whatever. of all the fucking shit he's been given, like, he deserves it. He deserves it. And
for me personally, I think he's always been an MVP quality player. I think he should have won back when Cloud9.
He should have won an NA and EU. Like, that was bullshit.
I think he should have. I think he should have won for when Cloud9 were super dominant. That was like the perfect split for him to win. You know, even did this split. I know there's the narrative stuff that I don't think it matters at all. I think you just have to look at the individual play and impact the players had on the team. I think he's.
I mean, I will say though, he mainly
it.
Stuck to Talia though. I will say he needs to broaden it a bit.
That was like weird. He played everything else good, but Talia. That's fucking weird.
No. He played Talia the best. That's what I'm saying. He played like.
I thought Silas great too. Honestly,
he played Talia in like half of the games and just stomp other champs besides Silas. He didn't play as much and didn't play as well on, but you know, so that will be.
Ziak, Mad Lions that good? Well, Mad Lions are better than these two. I'll tell you that for sure. That won't be a challenge to them at all. I think your top three will be Rogue, G2, and Fnatic. Fnatic will be the 4th seed. Tough to go into the play-ins. Good, because it might get knocked out in the play-ins.
Yeah, but anyway, I think they'll take advantage of. It should be a 3-0 whoever Mad Lions faces, but I have a feeling they might target Nisqy in the mid lane, like the teams have done that, and it worked. He usually dies a lot, and I think
that any team that Mad Lions will face, any team Mad Lions faces, they're going to beat the shit out of them. I think
they'll get one win just out of pure luck, but it should be a 3-0 stomp.
If people watch that Rogue series and think Misfits or Fnatic have any chance of beating them at all, not even just in a dominant fashion, I think that's just crazy.
What are you saying? If anybody thinks that Fnatic or Misfits has any
Fnatic
chance?
or Misfits could beat Mad Lions, I'm like, oh, that's
now again, crazy shit can happen. But I'm just saying, in this what we've seen so far, just in the moment, but not knowing anything that goes on backstage. Like, if you actually just like people who tried saying T1 wasn't at least one of the favorites at MSI last split. If you think that, you're just fucking insane. Like, no, they from what we've seen right now and what we know of, no, there's zero chance.
All right, guys. So we're going to end up wrapping up in just a little bit here. Thank you guys for the impressive turnout we had today. All the people that were watching. We do this all the time. The LEC particular podcast that we have for the Cloud9 podcast is going to be on Tuesday. There's going to be a dedicated time for it because my first day off is usually Tuesday from having a hard work week. So I like to have some time to myself, honestly, you know? So we're going to have the Cloud9 podcast for the LEC a little bit later on in the day, probably like around 4 o'clock p.m. PST. Then have the LCS one because I've been liking that we're doing the 2-episode format. But just in case I don't have time to do episodes, then I'll make sure we do the one where everything is combined. Yeah. So I want to make sure we go through all of the playoffs today. Now, remember, guys, the LPL 2022 Summer Split Finals is coming up, I think, later on tonight, actually. JDG versus Top Esports. Obviously, I'm going to pick JDG to win. Pretty sure most people are. Right. Pretty sure most people are going to pick JDG to win, honestly.
And I hope they do, so then I'll be vindicated again. I mean, I already am, but Jesus fuck.
He gets like these
JDG doubters like MSK. Fuck.
Yeah. When a team is playing literally like horseshit in front of him, he's like, you know what? I know you guys are saying the right thing, but I hope they bounce back. They magically bounce back. It's by complete luck and shit.
No, it was literally their bot lane and top. That was fucking.
Man, the bot lane and top was half the team. Shit.
Yes, but then they subbed it out for great players, and they actually, you know,
wasn't a race they're playing bad.
And they put Yagao back in, gave Kanavi good players again, and you know, and you actually thought they weren't gonna like you were underrated how important Yagao, even though he's not the best mid in the league, you're underrated how important he was to his team.
I'm saying that, well, you're like, well, if 3/5 of the team are subbed out, they'll play better. No, what?
No, I'm saying I was saying last year, they were playing poorly because of that, but now that I'm saying in the off season, then they got rid of them for new players and who looked good. So I'm like, they'll be a good team, definitely a world's contender at least. And you doubted me, and you said you kept saying, like, can they give up on Kanavi and Yagao already?
Kanavi's like, playing like shit.
No, for
a while actually.
Who was playing like shit for a while?
Kanavi was not playing good for a while.
Just because he had nothing to work with.
Oh my goodness!
And your gal's more of a
excuses after excuses.
No, and with your gal, he's more of a mid laner like Niski.
That's why they tried to get rid of him at one point.
No, and your gal's more of a mid laner like Niski who plays around his team.
That's why they almost got rid of him for Shie at one point. And that did not.
Yeah, but Shie was that was stupid. Shie was obviously worse than him. But no, the reason why was because he, again, like Niski, he's a mid laner who plays for his team and around the map. But since he had shit to work with, obviously he played worse because he's not a mid laner like when Shie was actually good, who just stomps his lane. So that's all it was with Yagao. So that now that he actually got good lanes, of course he's gonna play well now. He's like the faker of LPL like nowadays, where he's not the strongest like 1v1, but you know, he'll play around.
All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap up the show today. Definitely gonna have 2 shows next week. LEC, LCS. Sorry if I get super busy. Sometimes I have to cancel the show. I want to give you guys 2 shows, but sometimes I get really busy and I want to have a day to myself almost because I do this a lot. But yeah, the turnout was great today. Make sure if you're watching on the replay, like and subscribe if you haven't. Actually, during the off season, I'm gonna try and make a push for the channel to get to like 1,000 subscribers with doing the off season content that's been doing very well for the channel over the past years it's been alive. So I'm gonna make sure I do that. Any rumors, anything, I'll do videos on anything. They don't have to be like 10 minutes long. I'll do a 3-minute video on it. I don't care. That's what people want to hear. Then I'll tell them. That's what you want to hear. I'll just tell you exactly what you want to hear. As long as you're subscribing, you know. So that matters personally.
Oh yeah, we're here to shill. You know.
I'll show you some shilling right now. Before anyone leaves, I'll show you right here. Give me a second.
Yeah, we're just gonna dick suck every viewer. We're not gonna have opinions of our own, as long as you don't unsub from us, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I want to make a push this year to get this channel particularly to 1,000 subscribers. I don't really care about numbers on my main channel because those are already pretty solidified as what they're going to be, and they're going to keep growing. This is one I kind of want to make a push this year. Later on, when it goes into the off season to push for 1,000 subscribers, I think we already been well over the watch time limit. Actually, we definitely already passed that.
I think you should really think about making one last channel for solely Yu-Gi-Oh. Just test that out, because I really think like that would
for the Yu-Gi-Oh.
I really think just like having channels solely for Yu-Gi-Oh, that will get your audience back again that you used to have for Yu-Gi-Oh. Just if you had a third channel, like you should ask Thomas for advice like that.
How about now?
Yeah, and Thomas can give you like shout outs in his videos and stuff, and you'll have an audience for that again. Oh yeah, but still, this guy is literally the Andrew Tate of the DC/Snyder community. Minus not having any money.
This is something. If you guys follow this kind of stuff, don't take leaks from this guy. He's been on some crack. Actually, if you follow DC shit on Twitter, this doesn't make any sense. This is a scoop, but this is literally talking out his ass. Don't believe everything you hear. Please don't. But yeah, I'm super proud of Cloud9 for making Worlds 2022. 3 of the orgs that I support in watching League Esports made Worlds 2022. I think that's awesome. I mean, I hope RNG can make it through. Let me see if they're actually in the LPL gauntlet. I don't think they are. I don't think they are. Let me see. Before we head out of here, I don't think they're in the LPL gauntlet. I don't think they are, but I could be wrong. LPL 2022 summer Leaguepedia. Let me check this out right now. But no, we had a great turnout today. It's nice to have a lot of people come by and talk to us. It's always great to see. Watching all these playoff games. Oh my goodness, this has just been insane.
Try out for the reverse flash roll nowadays. Holy fuck.
Also,
you would do great with that.
Also, with it being JDG versus Top Esports, that's been a pretty decent rivalry between the two. JDG should actually have 2 titles. Top Esports should have never won that final that they won.
Well, to be fair, Top Esports should have won that Game 5 in spring as well. So they kind of traded back titles.
I guess. That is also true.
Anyway, fuck those bastards giving Ezra Miller valid criticism with the shit he's done, man. Think about mental health, man. I hate all of you. Anyway, please subscribe to my OnlyFans.
No, you're right. RNG is going to be in the qualification match. Okay, so what's the rules for it? If EDG beat RNG, they're out, right?
Well, hold on. What does it say on there?
Let me see right here.
Sorry, does it say V5 versus LNG or RNG versus?
Okay, so
okay, I thought it was the other way around, but yeah, basically, if RNG beats EDG, they're in, but yeah, if they lose, then they have to beat the winner of V5 versus LNG.
Okay, so they have 2 chances to get in. They win this, they're in. But if they don't, they got one more chance.
So what I want to see is I want to see RNG win that, and then Victory 5 win those 2. That's what I would like to see.
I want RNG to go. I want them to go.
But what's probably going to happen is EGG and LNG will win because this is what always happens. I always want these teams making worlds, and then the exact opposite happens. So I was like, yeah, I want to see RNG, Victory 5, Weibo, and like BLG or some team make world, and then it's just like all of these, and then just the old guards who are like 8 seeds in playoffs always then come back like top esports, like, nah, fuck you, here we come, and destroy everybody. And I'm just like, fuck's sake.
V5 that's what kind of been falling off lately.
Yeah, I really don't see it. They've fallen off.
I don't see a world LNG beats them though. I think V5 make it to the next round. I don't see a world LNG.
What do you mean?
Win.
LNG has looked better than Victory 5. Yeah. They've looked as shaky and kind of saying, I don't see either really doing it, but but they have a chance. They have a better chance, in my opinion, with how Victory 5 has looked, honestly. But I mean, again, in a perfect world, I would like to see RNG and Victory 5.
I want to see Rookie go to Worlds and face Faker again. I want to see.
I don't know. I see the exact opposite happening, but.
I hope RNG gets it to the other team I support.
And I imagine if RNG wins MSI but misses Worlds, that would be hilarious.
It's written all the
that would just prove even more of how just much of a fluke their MSI win is, and how meaningless MSI is, just a paper trophy.
All right, so we're done for today's show for the Cloud9 podcast. Thank you guys for coming out, supporting the show. Make sure do this for me. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We need you guys to subscribe. Got to get this channel to 1,000 subs. Can't have my other one doing very well, but this one's not at 1,000 subs yet. Remember, the goal is to hit 1,000 subs. Not by the end of this year. I'll make a push for it toward the end of the year when it comes to off-season rumors and news. That does very well in terms of getting new subs and more people watching. Comment down below and also hit the like button. Please do that for me. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week for the Cloud9 podcast.
Stay hydrated.
Episode on Tuesday, an episode on Wednesday. LEC, then the LCS. And in the LEC episode, we'll go over the LPL 2022 Summer Split Finals. All right, guys. See you guys later.
Donate
Goodbye.
to Andy's fridge.
I hate you